What's up, y'all? Welcome to Carolina Takedown Talk, episode 19. We are brought to you by Carolina's Matt News. Mr. Frank Smithwick bringing you the best coverage in North Carolina and South Carolina there is.
We're also brought to you by Village Coaching Recruiting. Guys, if you want to wrestle in college, get a hold of Tanner Sewell and villagecoachingrecruiting.com. All right, if you want to wrestle NAIA, D1, D2, D3, JUCO, anything, he's going to find you the best fit for you academically and athletically. Guys, he's the best to do it. Go check him out, villagecoachingrecruiting.com. Tell him the boys at Carolina Takedown Talk sent you.
Also, make sure to check out Spartan Elite Wrestling Club's social medias for a link to the Kendall Cross Clinic. July 17th, Kendall Cross is coming here to Greensboro, North Carolina. Olympic champ, one of the best Olympic champs to do it, going to be here. So let's take advantage of that. If you're not in Fargo, not doing any other off-season tournaments, get there July 17th in Greensboro, North Carolina to be with Kendall Cross.
And as well, go check out Combat for Connections Instagram. Guys, this is a cause that we're really trying to get behind and bring as much awareness to them as we can to cause, looking for trying to help out with mental health awareness. Carson Floyd really headed it up with, his donations and ended up having to cut off his luscious mullet. I think a bald eagle cried somewhere when it got cut off, but big props to you, Floyd. And guys, like I said, go check out their Instagram, their social media. Enjoy the episode. We're going to start it off with the girls' state championship recap. Dude, so here we are.
I know.
All right.
State tournament has happened. We're getting our recap in, all the girls, all the classifications.
Yep. Starting off with the ladies here. But man, it's been so long. I feel like it's been 2 weeks now?
After we were doing this so often every week, it's been like 2 weeks since we got this one. And right after the state tournament, I turned around and went straight back to the Outer Banks to spend some time with family, and you were catching up on some time with your family as well. So just didn't happen to where we got this in right after the state tournament, but we're here now. And let's talk about the ladies, Rhett.
We're here with a banger of an episode, y'all.
Yeah.
Like Ryan said,
we're going to make a recap to you guys.
Yeah, no joke. Like we said, we're going to be starting off with the girls, then we're going to 1A, then 2A, 3A, and 4A all in this episode. We're going to have it split up. We're going to have timestamps, in the comments or in the description on the YouTube video. So, if you guys are 1A or 4A, 3A, you guys are going to be able to go straight to your classification and check it out. Make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the little bell button on there for turn on notifications. All right, make sure you guys know that every time we post a video this off season, I kind of want to talk to you guys. We had a few questions about what we're going to be doing this off season. We've got some plans. We're going to be taking a few college visits, going to a few different campuses, checking out, showing you guys the rooms and the facilities across the state. We have some really cool facilities, some awesome programs. We're lucky to have so many college programs in our state that they're all showing pretty big interest in keeping North Carolina kids at their schools and on their rosters. So. We're going to also be traveling a little bit, going by a few different clubs, coming checking out, doing some interviews, going to try and stop by some practices. We're going to try and stay busy and keep you guys, having content to come back and watch. But let's go ahead and kick this off.
Yeah.
Start this off with the girls.
The ladies. Now, shout out to Parkwood Wrestling, high school wrestling, because they won the team title here for the ladies. And it's pretty easy to see why with some of the bonus points they scored and some of the champions they had.
It was impressive.
That's awesome that they bring home the team title back to Parkwood. Now, let's start off at 106A bracket. This bracket was pretty tough. We have Ansley Fink winning it with 3 falls.
From the Ville.
Yeah, from
Todd Odom.
Yeah.
Robbinsville, the Black Knights. You guys kicking it off hot here with Fink winning the state title.
She brought the smoke.
Yeah.
3 falls. I saw like a little video Todd put out. Just kind of like the predictions of her teammates had for her, and they're like pinning the way through. She's gonna pin her way through.
Yeah.
And
it was awesome.
She did. She pinned her way through, including a pin over Lily Pendergrass, who was a male state qualifier.
Yep.
2A state qualifier. And then Brianna Liu was also in that bracket. She was on the other side. She lost in the semis to DeAndre Tejada of Jack Britt. So a couple state qualifiers for the men's side in this bracket, but Fink comes out on top. Looked very impressive. I was able to tune in for her finals match, and she looked really good.
Yeah.
Really good. She's
She's
definitely
a
a force to be reckoned with. Not only on the women's side, but the men's side as well. Is she did great qualifying for the men's 2A state tournament, but
and only a junior. We got another year.
I'm excited. We have such a good crop of young ladies.
Yes.
I'm excited to see where their college opportunities.
If you look at this, I mean, the grades here, we got an 11, 10th, 11, 9, one senior, two seniors in this whole bracket.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a pretty solid bracket. I'm excited, like you said, I'm excited to see the future that we have here. You know, they did split it up 106A, 106B, 113A, 113B.
Yeah, size of the bracket.
Yeah, I think it's just the size of the brackets there. Man, I'd love to see the state champs of both those brackets.
I'd love to see
face off, you know, just as a fan. Yeah. Just as a fan, I want to see it.
Big matches intrigue me, so I would love to see Fink and Layla Sale. And
you know,
I think too, like I was saying, this is going to drastically shift the big boards I have out. So the last update I sent out, it's been a little bit. I haven't had as much time lately to pour into them. I split the ladies up into each grade level. So each their graduating class. So Ansley Fink there is in that class of 2022, right? So I split those up. This state tournament drastically going to shift the men's, and the ladies in particular is going to be a huge movement. I'm going to add more ladies in there now that I've gotten split up.
Right.
Fink really impressive in this bracket. So definitely higher on that big board. And like I said, I want to see where these girls are going to school. What's their options looking like? I know Brianna Neal is out there. I saw her at the 2A state tournament. So she's out there scoping out some girls, trying to bring them into that Ferrum women's program. So,
right. I mean, I'd love to know. I mean, if you guys are getting recruited, well, I mean, we hope you are. If you aren't, get a hold of Tanner Sewell, villagerecruitingcoaching.com. A little plug there for you, Sewell. But I mean, seriously, we really hope you guys are trying to go and wrestle the next level. But if you do have a school list that you've narrowed it down to, shoot it to us.
We'd love it out there. Send it to us or send it to Frank, and he'll put it out as well.
Yeah,
we want to promote you guys as much as possible because you're putting in work and doing awesome, and want to see you guys continue to represent North Carolina on the next level. So let's roll into that 106B bracket. Layla Sale, super technical. We talked about her on the preview show about how Coach John Williams was saying she really is very technically sound, and she kind of shows that here with 3 bonus point wins, 2 very quick falls, and then a major decision in this bracket. So just kind of rolled through. Glennon Hansen, I thought, Glennon Hansen taking third was pretty impressive as well. She's a local kid here. Yeah, I know she's highly talked about as a high character kid as well. So very good there. I also in this bracket was kind of intrigued by the freshman out of, it looks like New Bern. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure New Bern Hitway there making to the semis. Just kind of looked like a quick little run to the semis there. But Layla Sale kind of shows she's kind of another.
I mean, 35-second. 25 second, 18-5.
That's good. And like you said, I want to see her Fink. Like
I would love to see it, man.
I don't think Todd Odom's scared or anything. I don't think Ansley Fink's scared or anything. I think they'd dial it up if they got the opportunity.
Maybe another Gauntlet Productions.
Yeah, Coach Hardy.
Yeah, Coach Hardy. Let's get this going.
Those guys bringing the Kennel Cross Clinic in. Yeah. Those guys doing the Gauntlet Wrestling Productions event. Yeah. They're trying to promote North Carolina wrestling.
They are. Big shout out to you guys. But man, I mean, if we have another Gauntlet one here, that I might be the first one to recommend a card, or match for on that card.
Women's card would be
let's
cool
go. Let's go Layla here and Ainsley. Yeah. Let's see who the 106 women's state champ is. I just think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be a lot of fun. So let's roll up to 113A here,
where we got
your girl
Reagan Riddick. Man, first flight. I'm super proud. I saw her at the 2A state tournament. She looks impressive there as well, but super proud as an alumni just to watch her kind of run through this bracket. It wasn't even close. 2 falls. Yeah. And then tech fall in the finals 15-0. Between the regional tournament and the girls state tournament, she didn't give up a point. Oh. So very impressive, especially because her win in the finals 15-0 tech fall there was over Hope Horan, who placed at 106
and
at
1A. Yeah.
So just a week later. So of Mount Airy. So that finals victory, massive, just to show like, hey, she's on another level. I really think her, Ainsley, obviously Heaven Fitch, and Aurora Ephers, Savannah Bramhall. There's a couple girls we're going to talk about in a minute, and then Brooke Zach. They're kind of like the face of women's wrestling in North Carolina right now, and I kind of want to see them in those big national competitions, like super. I know someone went to Super 32. I want to see them the cadet trials. I want to see them wrestle in the freestyle.
No doubt.
Just because they're the face of this sanctioned NC movement. They're the face of women's wrestling in North Carolina, and we want to see them succeed on the next level, just as much as
we want to see
boys.
The guys go on.
Reagan Riddick, MOW, in my opinion. I'm not sure who they handed the MOW to, but she'd be it for me.
Well, we're up to 113B here.
Yeah, we got Amy Williams, senior out of Millbrook. Another dominant. The champs that were so far super dominant in each of their
and
matches.
Again, I want to see Williams and Riddick here.
Yeah,
I want to see that match. Gauntlet, put it on.
Take on.
Yeah, I mean, we know who you're taking here.
I want to see Riddick and Heaven Fitch. I've said that for a long time.
Yeah.
But
no doubt.
Williams here, very impressive. She had a great season. End of the year, 19-1, state champ.
Yeah.
Coached up by Christian Beach.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christian.
Our boy Christian.
And that Millbrook room. So congratulations to Amy winning that state title there.
Yeah, so we're up to 120 here.
And this is, so if you read Jason Fulmore, Southeast Wrestle.
Yeah.
If you guys don't go to his website, you're missing out, because this guy covers the Southeast entirely. The only thing I put a little bit on there, North Carolina, but he does all the other states by himself, and he is a beast, man. Just the way no one covers Southeast high school wrestling like this guy, and he put out a kind of a written preview of every single bracket, and he mentions like, watch out for the freshman Brooke Zach, which we kind of talk about. We've talked about Brooke Zach a lot before. This freshman, she hasn't been wrestling long, only started middle school. Qualified as a freshman at 120 for the men's state tournament, and here she is, and she shows why she's on another level right now. She goes to a fall tech, then a decision 11-4 over the 1 seed Sullivan, and then a 13-8 decision in the finals over the Rodriguez of Dixon. So Brooke Zach, she's one of the, like I said, she's one of the people I think that's the face of North Carolina women's wrestling. She got herself nationally ranked a few weeks ago. I don't know if she still is, but she had a big national win, kind of in the middle of the year or so. But I had a coach from Eastern North Carolina message me. He's a club coach, and say, just wait till next year. Wait till next year. It's gonna be even better because of the club stuff she's getting into. So gonna be working with Eddie Sawyer over there, and just wait. I think she's going to be on even another level next year. So
yeah, I mean, Brooke Zach here dominates. I mean, impressive from a freshman right there. Bounce up to 126 though.
And now you got 2-time state champ Aurora Eford, a big part of Parkwood's team title here.
Yeah, she
rolled through. I kind of knew going into this bracket that she's going to dominate, and she did. And like I said, she's one of the faces of the women's wrestling movement in North Carolina right now. I want to see her continue to wrestle in those national competitions and show how talented she is to all those college coaches. So
no doubt. And hopefully Daniel's there from Hoke is okay. We see an injury in the finals. I'm not sure. We weren't able to get to this one.
Yeah, we weren't able to be there. I caught some of it live on Facebook, I think is where I saw the live feed.
I know Robbinsville did a great job getting with that.
Yeah, I didn't I don't think I saw all of them.
So we're going to bounce up to 132 here.
Jade Huddle, who she's really, really talented.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can't remember where she committed. I saw that she's committed to school, but I can't remember where at the current moment. But she'll be really good on the next level for her university. And these champs are just kind of running their way through the bracket here. A lot of bonus, major decision. She looked to get stronger as the tournament went along, right? So first round or quarters, major decision, and then a fall, and then 15-0 tech in the finals.
Yeah. impressive.
Yeah, and then
Really
shout out to Kamala Brooks, a ninth grader from Manio, another Outer Banks kid, taking third here. So showing out for the 252 there.
There you go. Going up to 138 here.
You got Haley Misplay from who's a sophomore from Pine Forest. She rolls through with 3 falls. Doesn't really give up. Doesn't give any of her opponents a chance.
Yeah,
like
no joke.
Just kind of buzzsawed her way through this bracket. Man, a lot of bonus points for these champs. I feel like these champs kind of on another tier so far versus the rest of the field.
Yeah.
I think that you're going to see that depth increase as more programs buy into having a girls program.
Right, for sure. Bounce up to 145 here.
You got Michaela Taylor from Richlands, senior, getting a state title. She goes 3 falls on the way there, beats Maria Casavas from Bunn.
Cavazos,
sorry, but that one. So she's kind of kind of another level.
Man, I mean, these champs are really they're
I think that speaks to I really think that we can get more depth in the women's as these programs add some more.
I agree.
But the champs definitely kind of a tier. Like I said, I want to see them in their national competitions.
Yes, I agree.
I think we got some really talented girls that can do some damage at the Super 32s, the cadet trials.
I think so.
That kind of stuff. I hope a lot of them buy into freestyle. I don't know how much freestyle they're getting. I'm pretty sure I just saw the Fargo list get released. I'm pretty sure Hutto's on that one. I think Reagan Riddick's on that as well.
Awesome.
So I want to see them go there and do their thing there.
Yeah, no doubt. So we're going to bounce up to 152 here.
Yeah, Thompson of Cleveland, just a junior, 8-0 on the year. 2 falls, wins that title over Willow Chance of Rosman.
Local
kid.
Yeah, local for us at least.
Yeah, local for us, Rosman girl, getting to the finals before falling to Thompson of Cleveland, Laura Thompson. 170. Now, this is one of the girls I was talking about. Savannah Bramhall, she is another face of the movie, another 2-time state champ. So you got 3 sophomores that have won it 2 years in a row. You got Bramhall, Riddick, and Eford. Riddick and as at First Flight, Eford, Bramhall both at Parkwood. So Parkwood kind of won the team title, but they're also just kind of leading this movement a little bit, I feel like. But she rolls with 3 first period falls, 2 really quick ones on 32 and a 26-second one. This didn't surprise me at all because she was wrestling everywhere this COVID offseason and murking people. Like she was putting it on a lot of girls nationally. Saw her in Tennessee, saw her in South Carolina. She's been super impressive all offseason long. So for her to come and dominate like this was not surprising at all. I was interested to see how Jamara Jackson out of Montgomery was going to do. And then so she lost in the finals to Milligan.
And tight match in semis.
4-3. And both girls, Milligan and Jackson, both juniors, so they'll be coming back. But I mean, Savannah Bramhall
dominant,
and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Absolutely dominant.
And
up to 195 here.
So the biggest story for me, I was kind of surprised Emma Warren loses first round to Reagan Smith here. I wanted to see the Warren Ella B matchup. Tight 1, 6-5 between Smith and Warren. Warren placed at Super 32. I know she's been working with John Williams in that Relentless Wrestling Club, which all-female club. Awesome stuff from John.
Also an Inca kid.
Yeah, Inca.
So big shout out to you, Emma. I mean, we're gonna come back. I think she can win state title next year.
Yeah, and Ella Beam's super impressive. Yeah. She goes fall. I mean, again, just kind of going through it. Ella's another one that's been kind of on the scene for a while. She I think she even got her as ranked on Southeast Wrestle with Jason, just based on her results that she's had.
Wow.
Out of Burns has been doing really well with their women's program as well.
No doubt. And then going up to 285 here, we had a round robin bracket.
So I think this was the biggest potential matchup of any matchup that we had at the women's state tournament. It was Miranda Johnson and Sage Cook. Both have spent time in the rankings for Southeast Wrestle, and both even, I can't think, flirted with national rankings. So Johnson and Sage Cook, I was interested to see how that was going to go. And Miranda Johnson comes out on top, state champ. She's a senior, so we won't see her come back next year. Miranda, if you're wrestling in college, let Frank or Rhett and I know. We'd love to put that out there.
Yeah.
So she took that 6-0 decision over Sage Cook. So Titus won. This was probably the biggest star matchup we had in the girls' state tournament. So we appreciate the girls laying out in the line. We loved having their state tournament.
Yeah.
We've talked about it numerous times. It's about time that this is like an official North Carolina High School Athletic Association event. It's been past time. The equity, it needs to be done. I know a lot of programs are starting to buy into it.
Yeah, don't stop the movement here, all right? I know that COVID, talking to different coaches across the state, I know that COVID kind of slowed down getting some numbers with girls and girls teams. But coaches, I challenge you, we challenge you, keep going, keep pushing, trying to get those girls into your room and into your wrestling room and just let's try and keep that movement going. Sanctioning, it's the biggest thing. It's time.
Yeah,
it's really time.
It's been past time, and honestly, we could call 2021 the year of the ladies, right? That we had a great state tournament here. We have more ladies qualify for the men's state tournament than ever in 1 year. And I haven't checked those numbers, but I think we have more qualify this year than we had qualified total in the past, all the ones we've had previous. So big year for the ladies.
Yeah.
I really, like I said, I think Reagan Riddick and Savannah Bramhall and Aurora Eford and Brooke Zach and obviously Heaven Fitch, but Hope Horan, those girls lead the charge for North Carolina women's wrestling. Want to see you at Fargo, want to see you at Cadet Trials, want to see you guys at Super 32. Show the rest of the nation what North Carolina women's wrestling is all about. You guys are awesome.
Yep. And now we're going to pop over and break down this 1A tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get after here.
All right, it's time to talk 1A, Rhett. So before we get into the brackets, before we get into the team scores, before we get anything, we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
The disaster that was the 1A, 4A state tournament.
Yeah.
Now, you were at 3A, I was at 2A. So we weren't there.
Tried to be at 4A and 1A. And
he texted us.
Got stuck outside of the gym.
I was like, I can't get in.
And we're like, what are you talking about? You can't get in. Did your media pass not work? What's going on? He's like, no, the fire marshal is about to shut down this whole tournament.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, we do want to give a massive shout out to the hosts, to Glenn, to Wheatmore, to Southeast Guilford. Eastern Guilford. My bad. Sorry about that. I know Atwood. Sorry, East Guilford. Yeah. You guys are awesome for stepping up and taking on the challenge of giving these kids a state tournament. I know we couldn't do it in the Coliseum for whatever reason. We won't go on a massive rant about that, but massive shout out to you guys. But man, I mean, you said that Wheatmore's ran great.
Yeah, they did their best with it. And
honestly,
I felt like it went pretty smooth.
Honestly, man, I feel like Atwood killed it at East Guilford. Man, he ran it smooth. There was a parent that blamed him for being on the mic. Or no, they blamed him. The parent said that it was his fault that one of their kids lost because he was on the mic talking.
Oh, man.
And he goes on Facebook and makes a joke about it, and that's absolutely ridiculous. That's
it's just
wrestle your match. It shouldn't matter what's going on. But Eastern Guilford really it was ran great. I mean, a little hot in the very beginning of the main gym, but the auxiliary gym was cool.
I think Glenn High School, they did the coaches there, the administrators there, they wanted their best.
Yeah, they
did their best for the state tournament.
I think that they were just handed too much.
They were set up to fail.
Yeah.
The Athletic Association didn't think it was through at all. They had no concept of forethought. Hey, it goes back to their inability to be flexible. I talked about the no wrestlebacks thing, which it reared its head at the state tournament big time with the no wrestlebacks. But their inability to be flexible and be like, okay, guys, we just have this ladies state tournament here.
Yeah.
We're going to about double the, just for one classification, double the amount of people here.
Yeah.
And then we are going to also add another classification in it. Okay, I think it's going to work. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
No, they should have known right then. That,
especially 4A being one of the biggest, or the biggest classification, and 1A becoming one of the most popular ones.
Yeah,
right now.
Here's the thing too, that moment when they had that, they should be like, okay, this might not work.
Won't work.
But they just went with it, and they said honestly, I felt bad for the coaches, administrators at Glenn High School because they were just handed this mess, and the athletic association really
set up completely to fail.
Didn't even care. Now, a huge, massive shout out to Coach Waddell and the URA charter people for. I wasn't there, Rhett wasn't there, and obviously, I'm sure it was kind of hectic. I'm not sure how it all got organized to move across to URA Middle, but
massive
shout out
props to you guys.
I heard from multiple people that it ran like it was supposed to be there the whole time. Like they threw on a show and did a great job for our 1A classification. So massive shout out to Coach Waddell. I wish there was more words I could say than that. Yeah. But I really appreciate you doing what you did for the kids to get them there, because there was a point Rhett and I actually exchanged a conversation text message wise. We're like, is this gonna happen? Like we heard, because the things we were hearing were like, oh, it's gonna get shut down. Is this 1A thing gonna actually, are they gonna just punt the 1A tournament? What are they doing? And then we eventually had heard they were moving it to URA, and they weren't gonna start till 3, which good night, guys. That's a late night, but you guys did what you had to do for the kids. I mean, I feel bad for 1A and for 4A. I mean, like, because parents were missing matches. Right. I mean, if you weren't there exactly before they shut down the gym, you weren't getting in. I mean, we talked to Frank, and Frank was out there for what, 30 or 45 minutes. Really, and so it was, man, 3A. I can't say enough. Massive props to Atwood. He ran it smoothly, ran it great. I don't think there was a single issue. I mean, kept wrestling going all, like, it was great. They cleaned the mats between everything they had to do. Great job with Coach Spencer and all the people that were athletic association employees that were there. Did a great job there. I didn't see Q. I didn't see Trey, to be honest. At 2A state tournament at all. But they did their job there. It ran smooth. They put out lights. They did the Parade of Champions, trying to make it as special as they could. I will say, this is my personal thoughts. If you're at the 2A state tournament and you heard me say this, I probably talked to a few people and said this. I think we would have been better off in the Coliseum, just on my personal opinion, like COVID protocol wise. Because we're packed in there on top of each other. Where in the Coliseum, every team's kind of got that space. No doubt. The only round that's like super, super packed really feels like the semis and the finals. Everything else, everybody else has kind of got their own space. You're with your team. Here, you're in the high school gyms with teams sitting on top of each other. Literally. Fans everywhere. Like, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. It's tough. And I get the whole argument of, well, it's tough to book a big venue, or they maybe had this, or money and yada, yada, yada. I think that's a straight cop out from our athletic association. I think so. I just put it out there. I think they've handled this very poorly from the start to finish. I think you said it best: inability to be flexible. And give the kids what they deserve and what's right. And I said it on this show that in the beginning, I thought all these things were the right call. 100%. I did. And as restrictions started to loosen, I thought we would have some changes, just flexibility of, okay, well, we're allowed to do this now, so let's change it. And I am pretty positive that the Athletic Association had opportunities to have this, maybe not in the Greensboro Coliseum, but other places, and didn't work out because of our athletic association, not because of the other places. I'm just going to say that. Right. And so like I said, I felt bad for the administrators and the coaches at Glenn High School. In no way, shape, or form
do we want this to feel like we are bashing Glenn?
No,
because
they
took the challenge.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it ran really well once they got 1A out.
Yeah.
Which is what it should have been. 1A shouldn't have been there.
It should have been.
Right?
If they were going to split it up.
Or 4A shouldn't have been there.
One or
yeah, exactly. One way or the other, one of them should not have been there. And from what I understand, Glenn, they worked their butt off and it ran great after they figured out that, hey, we need 1A to go somewhere else.
And there was amazing wrestling that happened there too.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the hosts, schools, a special shout out to Coach Waddell at URI Charter for getting it in and making that tournament work.
Yeah, and all the staff, parents, volunteers, everyone who stepped up at URI Charter.
Yeah.
Massive props to you guys. I mean, like we said, we weren't there, but we've heard that it ran so smooth that people thought that it was supposed to be there. Yeah, it was supposed to be there all the time. So I mean, really massive props to you guys. Big shout out to y'all. Thank you for putting it on. Thank you for doing your best and giving these 1A kids the best state tournament that we could under the circumstances.
Yes.
And NCHSA, give us a Coliseum back next year. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
figure it out. I think we're back. We try not to get into any COVID stuff on the show and all this stuff, but I feel like we're at a point that hopefully next year, it's no question we'll be back there.
You never know what the future holds, but I'm hopeful, and I definitely can't go like that. North Carolina Athletic Association show a little bit of confidence and care. I mean, it was terrible. Yeah, honestly, it was. Hugh Tucker, Trey Waters, that was terrible.
Let's figure it out.
And so here comes the caveat with all of that too.
Yep.
Right? It's supposed to be you at 3A, me at 2A, Frank at 1A, 4A.
Yep.
And so that way, one of us had eyeballs on everything that was going on.
Yep.
So now it kind of boiled down to Frank at 4A, Rhett 3A, me 2A, and we didn't have somebody at 1A, which 1A if we knew that was going to be the case, we would have tried to figure something else out. So if we knew it was going to get split, we would have had to try to get somebody there. And we had people throwing us updates and stuff, but
and 1A, we do have a few matches, a few different things, a few scrambles from the tournament that we'll be posting. But look, if you guys have matches, or videos from your finals matches, from any of them, anything of the Parade of Champions or anything like that, like send it to us. We'd love to share it. We love 1A. Like, we don't want to slight you guys.
Robbinsville and Avery are two of the teams we talk about the most. Yeah. Right. So I just wish I could have been there. But I knew leaving.
We all should have been in the same
wasn't going to work.
One.
That's the thing. So here's the other caveat with that. Right. At the Coliseum, I can watch all 4 title matches at the same time.
Yeah.
So I saw with my eyeballs everything that I could at 2A.
Yep.
So, and we're at 3A, and we heard from Frank about what happened at 4A and seen some videos and stuff. 1A, we didn't get to see as much video. We didn't get to see as much. We didn't have our eyeballs on it. So we really just have a lot of results. So there might be someone was up 11-0 and then got the fall, and we don't really know the context of which the match happened. But dude, there was some fire stuff that happened at 1A. So let's not delay it anymore. Let's get into it, which the heat starts right off at 106.
Yes, it does.
But before 106, can I talk about something?
Go ahead.
Avery County.
I
think they had it in the bag after the first round, Red.
Monsters. Avery County is absolute monsters, the king of 1A. And I will still say, on record,
I agree.
I think Avery might still be the best team in the state.
They had 10 state finalists, Rhett, and they returned 8 of them, by the way. They had 10 state finalists. 10 out of 14.
It's official. Our next whiteboard war, it's going to be Avery versus somebody else.
Yeah, Avery versus somebody. I know a lot of people want Avery versus Ford. Some people want Avery.
I've heard Avery versus Laney the most. And
we might have to go 1A champs versus 4A champs.
I think we might go 1A champ versus 4A champs on our next whiteboard wars. We want to go ahead and make it official. And go whiteboard wars. Next up on the whiteboard wars,
not talk about
Avery versus Laney. Watch out for it. We will get it. We will get it up. We will make sure to notify everybody whenever it's coming out. But dude, I'm pumped for that now.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We should decide that right now.
Seriously,
we never talked about it before.
Avery knocks off URI Charter.
They win, Rhett, by 75 points over a 5 state champion Robbinsville team. So Robbinsville has 5 state champs and finishes 75 points away from first place. That is insane. And
big shout out to Robbinsville.
Yeah.
I called it Robbinsville would beat URI Charter, Todd Odom, everybody out there in Robbinsville at the Ville. Y'all wanted the smoke. Y'all did knock off URI Charter. Mount Airy 1A powerhouse Rosewood came in 5th, Mount Airy at 4th, URI Charter at 3rd. But man,
Avery 186, Robbinsville 121, and URI Charter 71. So Avery wins over 115 points over 3rd place URI Charter. And they return
incredibly impressive.
And they return most of their squad. So let's get back to this heat though at 106. Because we've been hearing it since the state tournament ended from our Robbinsville crew.
Man, I don't think we've been tagged in anything as much as we have in this.
Oh yeah, and I love it. I love it, honestly. Like, it fires me up.
Luke Skywalker Wilson.
Yeah, Skywalker Wilson.
Skywalker Wilson from the Ville, knocking off Evan Fitch.
So let's rewind, Rhett, to I think our very first in-person show, right? So we did this together. It was episode maybe 4, maybe 5, something like that, where we talked about the 1A contenders. We literally said Evan Fitch, next topic. At that point, right?
We did.
And so based on the data that we had, I kind of felt very confident that the state final between Wilson and Evan Fitch last year was not close.
Oh,
it wasn't close. Fitch dominated. So I kind of felt really confident in that. And then we felt similarly all the way until the freshman from Rosewood, Jason Kennedy, knocked her off in the regional finals. And so you and I were like, well, we started wavering on that. I think we both picked Kennedy actually going into the state tournament. And we honestly, I think this is where we're getting the heat from the Rock. Is we were kind of like, Fitch Kennedy
in finals.
And we didn't say much about Luke Wilson. Well, Luke,
boy, did he prove us wrong.
He did,
and we've said it from the beginning. I know I commented on Wilson's. We commented on Wilson's post. And there was a bunch of comments on there. He needs the WWE film now, all these different stuff. Man, it was hilarious. Everyone was tagging us, all the Robbinsville people. I think there was a few other schools on there tagging us about it as well. But man, we've said it from the beginning. Everybody, if we don't pick you, prove us wrong.
And he did.
And sir, you did.
You did.
Congratulations. 106, 1A state champ. Knocks off. I mean, let's just not jump over Jason Kennedy.
No. So
he goes fall over Tura from Avery County. Or Terja. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Avery County, any kid they put out there that's going to qualify, any Avery County kid is going to be a stud right now. Hope Haran from Mount Airy comes out, makes it to the semis. So we've got Kennedy and Haran in the semis there. Kennedy wins there 14-1, kind of rolls in that quarters match, and then Fitch gets the first round fall, and then so does Wilson. And then they meet and they go into sudden victory. And so I think we're going to look this up a little bit.
So you can see on the bow card here that Fitch scores the first takedown, and I think this is the match right here, honestly. Is Wilson getting this reversal at the end of the first mate 2-2. And then he goes neutral. And after getting that reversal, gets a takedown. So he's up 4-2.
Let's talk about this. Gets taken down first period. And still goes neutral. That's how confident he is on his feet.
I think it was the right choice.
That takedown, no doubt.
Fitch tough on top, and then he rides out Fitch in the third here.
Which I think is the match right there. I think that's big.
That's huge as well.
I mean, because every coach, we always say look, we have to have confidence that if we put you down, you're going to get out. You're going to at least get one.
I got to get one. Right.
And man, big ride there.
Underrated. I think that reversal at the end of first, instead of being down 2-0. Going into the second period and having to make the choice of top, bottom, neutral, or whatever. I think going 2-2, you're a little better set off. But he gets the takedown in overtime. Big takedown.
9 seconds left. I mean, massive. Knocks off defending state champ, Evan Fitch, to go to the finals.
Where he beats the sensational freshman.
Who was probably the favorite.
Who probably should be the favorite going in, right? And that was Kennedy's first loss in his high school career. So Wilson, senior state champ, Congratulations, Luke. And let's not gloss over, we had a third, fourth place match between two ladies. Heaven Fish coming on top over Hope Horan and Mount Airy. Horan, we talked about a little bit ago in our ladies section. But also, that's awesome. We had the first placement match ever between two ladies. And Hope Horan is just a freshman. She becomes the first freshman to ever place, making history here. So it's kind of ironic, two history makers, right? Heaven Fish, first boys state champ, versus the first freshman state placer, and in the women's history there from our men's side.
Now, do you know, I might just completely miss it. Do we know where Fitch is wrestling in college?
I was going to bring that up. No, I haven't heard. I've asked
if she's going to wrestle in college.
I should have asked at the 2A state tournament if anybody knew. I hope we see her on the next level. She's in the national rankings. Like I said, I saw Brianna Neal at the 2A state tournament. I don't know if she's involved. Obviously, very decorated college wrestler from North Carolina.
Right.
If you know, if Heaven you're watching, or if you are part of Heaven Fitch's camp, please let us know. Like, and if it's something you don't want put out there, if you're still making that decision, that's fine as well. I'm just really curious because I think you've done some really big things, and I think you're going to be excellent on the college level as well.
No doubt. But to wrap off, or to finish off 1A 106, again, congratulations, Luke Skywalker Wilson there out of Robbinsville, 1A 106.
5 state champs in this tournament.
Yes.
6 state champs total if you count Ainsley Fink from the week before.
So moving up to 113 here. Another person right off the bat who you just mentioned, Ainsley Fink. Starting it off against Tristan Hale from South
state champ versus state champ matchup there, first round.
Man, Hale, that's a tough round matchup for Fink there, for really anybody.
Yeah, so Hale finishes off the year undefeated here.
Yeah.
He goes fall over Fink and then tech fall over Buchanan. So he finds himself in the finals pretty quickly, pretty bonus points, and goes 7-0 over Jordan, who, man, what a freshman year.
Jordan over out of Avery County. Man, we had Avery County's coaches.
We're going to talk a lot about Avery County in 1A, man. So
yes, we are.
We had Avery. Yes, I knew talk about Avery County's coaches were like, Ben Jordan's going to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
and obviously they believe in their guy.
I love that they believe in their guy like that. And I think we both had Fulp here. I think we had Fulp going to the finals.
I was kind of thinking Fulp. He was third place winner last year.
Yeah.
So he got third last year and this year.
But man, Ben Jordan came out, proved his coaches right, rolled all the way to the finals, and then hit an absolute buzzsaw in Hale. And
the crazy thing is, Hale, Jordan, and Fulp, we'll see them all again next year. Fulp and Hale are just juniors, and Jordan just a freshman.
Yeah.
So bright career ahead of him.
Yeah. Fink as well. Fink as well in this tournament. I mean, only one senior leaving
just
this bracket
Buchanan,
here.
Who's the 4th place winner.
Brady Buchanan there. He's the only senior leaving this bracket here if they all stay at the same weight, of course. So it could be exciting to see this again.
And I think just Jordan being in that Avery room with the development they're going to make.
He's going to grow. He's going to get a lot better up there with Dogtown and all them. But congratulations, Tristan Hale.
Yes,
South Davidson, 113 state champ, going up to 120 here.
So one of the guys that bonused their way to the state tournament here, Rosewood's Logan Torchell, 23-0 at the end of the year here. He goes fall over another Avery County freshman in the finals. Grant Reese, man, I'm telling you, this Avery County
room is insane.
It doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon, right? Like you thought maybe that junior class with Ethan Shell and Levi Andrews and crew, you're like, oh, maybe it'll kind of click down.
Yeah.
And then last year they had freshman state champ Seth Blackledge, and then this year they have Grant Reese and Ben Jordan, 2 freshmen in the state finals again. You're like, man, this is not slowing down anytime soon.
No,
anytime soon.
It's ridiculous. I mean, they have hammers all the way through.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that they proved, like I said, I mean, like we just announced a minute ago, we are going to be putting them up against Laney, but dude, they might be the best team in the state. And maybe one of the most dominant 1A teams that 1A's ever seen.
And speaking of dominant, Logan Torchell coming in and getting 3 falls in a row here. And just a junior. So he's going to be back for that Rosewood. We kind of talked about Rosewood kind of has this track record of lightweight hammers that just continue to come through. So he's kind of that next guy in their program.
Right. So, congrats to Logan there out of Rosewood, 1A 120 state champ right there. We're going to bounce up to 126. And another Robbinsville kid out of the Ville, Todd Odom, Jaden Noel.
And
man,
speaking
bonus,
of dominant,
dominated. Tech fall,
man,
Tech fall. And over Timmy Freeze, a fall over Freeze out of South Davidson in the finals. That's impressive right there.
On the bout here, and let's see what it looks like. Look at this.
Man,
takedown, and Freeze gets the escape, a takedown to near fall.
Yep.
Right, and then we go in the second period. It goes reversal, and then 3 near fall again, and then the stick. So he is up 12-1 at the time of the fall over Freeze, who had 0 losses on the year.
Yeah.
Good night. Jaden is a monster.
Absolute monster. Only a junior. He comes back. Man,
and the match to me to make it 1A, I want to see him versus Ethan Shell, who wins the next weight.
Yep.
Spoiler alert. I want to see that match next year. I don't know if they'll end up in the same weight class, and if they don't, that's fine. But Robbinsville Avery duel pretty much every year.
Yeah.
So let's see it, guys. Let's see that one
right now. If they wrestled today,
Ethan Shell.
Take Shell.
Yes.
Shell's gonna Shell. I hear you.
I'll take
Ethan Shell. Man, Ethan Shell's a monster.
But I think Jaden Noel might be one of the most underrated dominant wrestlers we have in the state right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree. So bounce up to 132 here. Boy, you just talked about him. Ethan Shell fall
over, especially that fall in the finals over Cody Lawson, who was a state runner-up at 113 last year.
And we'll look at that again. Takedown near fall. Takedown to the full. It's 7-0.
Very dominant.
Yeah.
We kind of knew going into this, even with Lawson in the bracket, we kind of just felt Ethan Shell kind of different level. I think you drop Ethan Shell and Jaden Noel for that matter in any of the 2A, 3A, and 4A brackets. You're going to see
they make waves.
Yeah, you're going to see them. I think Ethan Shell might be the best 132 pounder in the state.
Ooh,
that's
a lot of solid 132 pounders there, but
him and Hunter Ross, I want to see that one.
That would be a good one.
That'd be good.
That'd be fun. I still take Shell there.
I think
I'd take Shell on that. But bumping up to 138 here, another Avery County. Gosh, Jonah Hayes, senior at Avery County, so we won't see him again.
We won't see him, but he's one of their 2 guys that are graduating. But they, like I said, 10 state finalists, 8 state finalists returning next year. So they're going to be the heavy favorites again. Jonah Hayes going fall, but then close 5-4 decision over East Wilkes.
Cole
Lambert here, who same region, right?
Yep.
So both out of the West. And then again, a West rematch in the finals with Cole Combs. Gets it done, though. Hayes does as a 6-4 decision, bringing the title home to Avery County.
Yeah, man, monsters. Again, so bumping up to 145 here. Surprisingly, it feels weird.
Yeah.
But not a Robbinsville or Avery County.
Yeah, I know, right? They didn't leave much. They had 9 state champions between the 2 schools. So there was only
one Avery kid in this bracket. But and that's a tough first round matchup there. We talked about that. I wrote the 1A fan guide, and this is one of the first ones one of the big ones I was excited for. That was going to be big on the team race that I thought. And, Shelton knocking off Cable there to go in. But man, Pruitt from Allegheny, Riley Pruitt.
Yeah, knocks off
Allegheny back on the map.
Yeah, knocks off defending state champ Franklin Bennett. Now they went 1-1 on the year with Pruitt winning the first match and then Bennett winning at regionals. And then Pruitt gets him back here in the garage match to make the finals and win. So we see on the bout score here that Pruitt got that takedown in period number 2. And then in period 3, he gets another takedown to win it. So all escapes for Bennett. So looks like Pruitt. Like I said, we haven't seen the match, but from the bout score,
Stalling call right there at the end.
Like
But
Pruitt kind of was the leader on their feet in the bout, and if you can get to legs and score, it's a good recipe for success, right? So Pruitt getting it done,
putting Allegheny back on the map. And moving up to 152 here.
And Tristan Adams making the finals for Avery County, making me look smart.
There you go.
I picked him about this time.
Tough sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely tough sometimes. I can say a lot of stupid stuff. So, but Tristan Adams, I picked him about this time last year. I was like, hey, watch this kid. He's going to go from non-state qualifier to high place winner.
Hands Grayson Roberts out of URA Charter's first loss this season.
First and only. Grayson Roberts goes third in his first 2 years of high school for URA Charter. But Adams making that final, but he runs
into a complete monster.
Connor Medvar.
And one of the most dominant kids, I think, this whole season of any classification.
Looks
Medvar
great.
from Mount Airy. Monster. Medvar went tech fall 5-3 over Gabbard there. I thought that was a closer match than that was a closer match than I thought it was going to be.
Me too. I thought he was going to bust all the more.
Yeah, I thought he was going to bonus all the way through. But man, Adams came out ready to wrestle, and Medvar knocks him off 7-3 there. Medvar also only a junior, so we're going to see him again. And
so
I'm excited to see what he does next year.
So you got 2 state champs back to back in Mount Airy, with Bennett winning in 2020 and then taking 4th this year, and then Medvar winning this year. So Mount Airy's got a strong little.
Mount Airy's on the map here, and and they finished out at 4th.
That's something I've noticed about all the brackets too, Rhett, is that a lot of youth. Yeah. Right. A lot of our
some of our biggest names right now
are freshmen, sophomore, junior. We had a big, good senior class. Yeah. But I feel like this year we kind of place winner wise and state champ wise, it was like this youth influx.
It's not like that feeling of like, all right, well, these seniors are leaving. Who's going to be the next guy?
Yeah, who's the next guy?
And who's the next guy? We already know who the next guys are. We know who the next guys are for the next 3 years.
Yeah. And it's competitive between the bunch, right? We got like a bunch.
Who's going to be the guy? Who is the guy? And only time will tell. But we're going to bump up to 160 here.
And we got Bradley Parker and
another Avery County kid.
So that junior class with Parker, Levi Andrews, and Ethan Shell getting it done for Avery County.
Junior class.
He goes 8-4 in the finals over Doug Bowles, who we said that was kind of the premier matchup at this weight.
Yeah.
Both guys kind of cruised the finals. Parker had a 7-3 in the semis, but they cruised the finals, meet each other, 8-4 decision. Hands Bowles his first loss. There's a lot of undefeated guys in all the brackets.
I think that's COVID season.
Yeah,
that's not getting to go to the RAL, the Holy Angel, all these big tournaments.
Tiger Classic.
Tiger Classic. And like I said earlier in the girls episode, hopefully, we are back
next year
this year. Yeah, so
it seems like the plan is all sports are going back to their traditional season. So but Parker, I remember we put out the preview and we kind of talked a lot about Bowles, and we maybe even were leaning towards Bowles a little bit when apparently we should have been leaning towards Parker. I saw someone comment and be like, Parker all day. Parker all day or something like that. So and
they were right.
And they were right. I don't think
dominant.
I don't think there's gonna be too many times over the next couple of years I pick against an Avery County kid.
I don't know. Honest. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be tough too. But we're going to bump up to 170 here. Man, this was surprising. This was one of the most shocking weights of 1A for me. I really picked, and I think we both agreed on it.
Yeah, Seth Blackledge, right? Defending state champ.
I thought Seth Blackledge was going to come down to 170 and roll.
He rolled in his first 2 matches. Now we know he took that loss to Jacob Knighton, who lost first round by tech fall of Jonathan Parker there.
Yeah, Jathan Parker.
Parker from East Carteret. So we knew that, but we kind of chalked that up. Sometimes you get some weird results and you can't overreact to one match. But I was shocked by this one. I thought Seth Blackledge going to be a 2-time state champ coming out of this. Now he's a 2-time state finalist, state champ as a freshman, runner-up as sophomore. I still think highly of him. If you would, Rhett, click on that bout score for me. I kind of want to see what happened here.
So Matthew Morrow out of Bradford Prep. 170 state champ. I didn't see him coming. I won't say that nobody saw him coming, but man, I mean, comes out.
I definitely wouldn't have picked this.
No,
And it looks like he was down 6-5 at the time of the fall. This is one where I got saying earlier, I wish I would have had eyes on this. Like, what happened
goes
here?
2-1 in the first, and then it goes
you split
reversal, escape, takedown.
So it looks like Blackledge was kind of in control.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure. Looks like a feet to back situation.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
We're not 100% sure, but it looks like Blackledge kind of was in control a little bit, kind of scoring the only.
Was up 6-5, and
gives up the fall. But congratulations to Matthew Morrow from
ending his career, ending his high school career, state champ there.
Yep, congratulations.
Big.
Excited to see Blackledge come back next year.
Yeah,
see where
100%.
he's at.
And I'm excited. I'm curious to see what weight he's at.
Yeah, me too.
And now I think I hear a train coming, because you have been
I've been
leading it. The hype train
for a long time. Cade's
man,
pre-high school, like this time last year, like way back. And I can't take complete credit. I mean, other people are messaging me about like check out Cage.
Yeah.
I remember seeing his name on a forum almost 2 years ago now, where people are like, "Wait till Cage Williams gets high school." I was like,
man.
So I started doing my research, hearing more,
they were not
talking to people about him, and he caps off a perfect 21-0 season. And then here's the thing
29,
too.
29-0.
29-0.
Freshman.
He bonused his way through the season.
Yeah.
Bonus his way through the entire high school season. The whole thing.
I don't even know if he gave up a point in this whole
I think he
bracket.
Unscored upon.
Did he even give up a point there? I don't think so.
No, and that's 8-0. So
unscored on.
Bonusing his way through the state tournament. Now, there's a reason he's number 2 on the big board, right? There's another of my class, and even some of the big dogs, as far as media outlets go, know who Cage Williams is. Like Willie Saylor from Matt Scouts knows who Cage Williams is. He has him on his freshman big board. So he rolls 8-0 decision. We talked about Dalton Toe from Averitt County. We're like, listen, that's a bad matchup for Lucas Wright. And like, here he was winning the regional tournament for the East, and he ends up with Dalton Toe first round. Yeah, that sucks.
Tough draw.
That's where wrestleback situation that turned.
I feel like that's really the first.
Yeah, and Toe doing a great job in the semifinals, getting that revenge over Avenue.
Yep.
We kind of pointed that out. We're like, Dalton Toe to the finals is kind of how we felt in the preview. They proved us right on that one.
Yeah.
And he gets there, but the story is Cage Williams. And the story of Cage Williams, too, is not just this tournament. I am very excited over the next 3 years for him and the rest of that freshman class, and some of the sophomore class as well, of this era of North Carolina wrestling. I think they're going to take us to another level.
I think so.
And now I know Cage is a very good football player as well. So I'm curious just kind of how his progression goes. I want to see him at some of these big national tournaments again. I know it's kind of just like a weird section with the COVID stuff, but man, this kid is
the real deal.
The real deal.
It took me a while to buy into it.
Yeah. He didn't believe me at first, Cage. He didn't believe me at first.
And now I 100%. Man, I got to stop doubting Avery, or not Avery, Robbinsville.
Yeah,
I got to stop doubting Robbinsville. Man, I mean, the Ville taught him again.
Yeah, congratulations, Cage. Excited to see your next 3 years, see where you go from here.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, guys, is I know for a fact that Cage Williams was courted by some very good private schools for wrestling, for that are up north in the Northeast area that you guys would know and are national powers wrestling wise. And he chose to stay home and wrestle for the Ville, wrestle for Robbinsville. He wanted that, and it's awesome to have him here in North Carolina doing those things. So North Carolina proud, Cage Williams. We love it.
No doubt. So we're gonna pop up here to 195, which another Robbinsville kid here, another Robbinsville.
And we said we kind of felt like he was a tier above.
And I want someone to prove me wrong on this if I am. First brother and sister state champ in history.
Yeah, I saw that post by
Ainsley Fink
and
Kyle Fink out of Robbinsville.
I think that's 100%.
Both juniors.
Both juniors. There's definitely never been. I
think so.
I will certainly be wrong if I think that someone comes out and tells me I was wrong, but first brother and sister state champs
I
ever,
think so.
For sure.
Massive. Congrats to the Finks there. That's some
he rolled
proud Robbinsville people
and now
down there.
I think this is pretty cool. He's going runner up as a freshman and then state champ with 1 year to go. He could end up being, not to get ahead of ourselves, but 4-time state finalist with his only loss at the state tournament to Levi Andrews, who, could potentially be a 4-timer next year.
Right.
So Fink to getting it done, having a very legendary 1A career.
Wrestled Malik Bryant here from, I believe it's North Stanley.
Yep.
And he's only a junior. He's going to be coming back. This is a relatively young bracket here at 1A 195. Only 2 seniors leaving out of the state qualifiers here. I'm excited to see that weight. We got another Mount Airy kid down here. They're coming up. This is a big one right here with Uri Charter and Robbinsville. I thought that was big for the team race. Robbinsville taking it.
Yeah. Robbinsville, not to be left out. Like they have 5 state champs.
No doubt. Yeah,
we said that's the most of any 1A or any classification have. 5 state champs for their team. So
ridiculous. It's awesome.
Going
up to 220. I called this one.
Yeah, I saw that in your preview of your fan guide, and then I kind of regretted what I said in the show and making Vance the favorite again or Parrish the favorite. I didn't know, man. This, to me, we talked about this, I was like, I don't know.
Can we talk about this upset right here, though?
Yeah, I thought.
Landon over Parrish first round.
Yeah, we're like,
out of Mount Airy.
Parrish, we're like, Parrish might be the favorite. I guess we have to consider Parrish the favorite, right? Yep. And Parrish gets the first takedown and then reversal to the fall for Lennon out of Mount Airy. So not taking Tyler Parrish out. Yep. Another casualty to the no wrestle backs. I would have liked to see what he could have done as a wrestle back situation.
But man, Wachacha here goes fall, 3-2 win in the finals over Zach Vance out of Avery County. Man,
Vance and Wachacha are both juniors.
Yeah,
so they're back.
They're going to see each other.
That's the thing about Robbinsville's champs. They lose Luke Wilson, but they return all the rest of their champs.
Yeah.
So
they return 4 state champs there.
Yeah.
Including, man, it's tough to argue but I think 2 of the best wrestlers in our state right now are freshmen. Yeah. And Cage Williams and Joe Seeley, which we're going to talk about later on in this, whenever we get to 4A. But man, those 2, it's like, tell me who's better right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like it's tough. I'm excited to see both of them next year. I'm excited to see Cage next year with a full season. Excited to see what they do because like we said, Robbinsville's not afraid to get wrestle people.
No, they're
going to put Robbinsville. Robbinsville's going to put him into the best matches that he needs, and we're going to see him get battle tested. And I'm excited to see that. But right here, Robbinsville, another champ. Ben Wachacha here, man, awesome! Congratulations. And we're going to bring it up to the big boys here.
And what can we say? 3-time state champ, Levi Andrews,
monster,
bonuses his way through the state tournament, which I'm pretty sure that he bonused his way through the state tournament last year.
2-0.
So just continues to just be an absolute monster.
Unscored on.
Yeah, he's good.
Animal.
He's good. I'm really interested to see where he ends up in college, just because heavyweights are a pretty coveted thing for a college program. So I don't know if John Mark's going to let him get too far.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think a big question with that is going to be where Tristan Norris ends up going once he gets to college.
I'm really interested to see that as well.
I'm very intrigued and interested to see where Norris ends up whenever he gets there. I know we're kind of jumping up to 3A there, but talking about App and
just talking about like how they fit, right? Could you imagine in the App lineup a Norris at 197 and a Levi Andrews?
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But also, I know somebody's looking for some big boys as UMO. Coach Stu and Coach Willis down at Mount Olive.
And we're not short on heavyweight talent right now.
No, we're not.
Especially in the junior class, you got Andrews, Parker,
Cody
Hardy out of Parkwood, and Jameer
Yep.
Ferrier from Southern Guilford. Like the three of those in that junior class.
Yeah.
That's
a round robin tournament right there.
Yeah.
That's a round robin that I'd love to see.
Let's get that one going.
Yeah.
But so here's the other thing, just like kind of a statistic thing. Next year, Levi Andrews will look to become number one, a 4-time state champ, right? So Landon Ford became the 9th one. So him and Monteperto are going to look to become the 10th and 11th 4-time state champions. But also, Levi Andrews was looking to become the heaviest 4-time state champ. Before this year, it was Chris Bullens, who won at 160, 170, 170, 160. And then Landon Ford did it this year. We'll talk about Landon in a little bit, but he went 170, 182, 182, 182. So he's technically the heaviest 4-time state champ. Levi Andrews is going 220, 220, 285, and I'm assuming he's going to wrestle heavyweight again.
Yeah.
So he'll become the heaviest 4-time state champ. And then another little statistical thing, the only school to have 2 4-time state champs as of right now is East Gaston with Dusty McKinney and Justin Sparrow, who wrestle on the same team. So that's kind of fire. But they're the only school that has 2 4-time state champs. The rest of them are at different schools. Levi Andrews.
And a certain
Levi Andrews wins, right? If he wins next year, becomes a 4-timer.
Appalachian State head
joins
coach.
His head coach as 4-timers from Avery County. And Avery County becomes only the 2nd school to have 2 4-time
What a
state
recruiting
champions.
pitch!
Now
though.
we're jumping
What a recruiting pitch for Bentley there. You know,
they got a connection that only 2 people share.
That's a bond right there, man.
So,
that's tough.
So just throwing it out there, a couple of things. And now we're jumping months ahead.
Yeah.
Now we could say we're jumping a year ahead, but we're really not.
We're really not. We're only a few months.
Take a month off as far as it being in the heat of competition, but a month from now,
and really not even because we got Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo.
We got Fargo, and then we bounce right back into
Fargo,
third two.
And then after Fargo, it'll be like a month, and then boom,
Super
32. So we're kind of rolling back into the year. I love it.
I love it. That's the only perk. That is the only upside of this COVID season. Is that we don't have to wait long for some awesome
it's gonna be quick
for some fire matches here.
But those are just a couple statistical things about jumping up a little bit for Levi. But Avery County did it. Robbinsville kind of showing man, they got the firepower.
Yeah, Robbinsville's here.
Todd Odom building that program, just love it.
Man, can we talk about that for a second? Next year, Avery and Robbinsville. That's going to be I know that duel is going to happen.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be another. This year was the best. I think it was my favorite duel of the whole year.
Holy cow! That's going to be a duel next year.
I love it. And so that wraps up 1A.
Yeah. Let's hit 2A here.
Yeah. Dude, let's talk about 2A. I'm super excited for this one because I had eyeballs there. I was on the ground for 2A. That was where I was. Oh man, the team race was fire. The individual matchups were awesome. I had a great time. Really appreciate all the people that came up to me and said hey and said how much they like watching the show or that they watched the show. Even if you came up to me and were like, dude, you were dumb for not picking me. I liked that too. I liked you guys just coming up and talking to me. Special shout out to Jennifer Ross. Brady and Hunter Ross's mom.
I heard they saved your life.
She saved my life. My phone was literally about to die in the middle of the finals, and she gave me a charger to get my phone going. And then I ended up killing her charger. Her charger died because I was using it. And Jeremiah Price's mom and gave me her supercharger, and that thing Zoom charged my phone. Jeez. It was awesome. So Jeremiah's mom and Ross's mom, y'all saved the day. And then also special shout out to Jeremiah Price's grandma, who is maybe one of the funniest people I've ever met. She's awesome. We gotta get her on the show, right?
Yeah,
that's what I told her. She's gonna be our co-host. She might be our third co-host going forward because that lady is awesome. She is awesome. So, but let's talk about this 2A action because the team race was incredible. Right?
And man, I didn't pick it. You didn't pick it. Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant.
Coming
2A
through,
state champs.
putting 124 points on the board. State champs. Over Ford and Cata, who everyone picked. It was we sat right here and said this is a 2-horse race between Fred T. Ford and Central Academy.
Yeah.
And boy, Mount Pleasant said, watch this. We got this.
I said it on, I was doing the recaps kind of between rounds, just on our Instagram page going live or whatever. And I said, man, Mount Pleasant is making me look like an idiot. And they really did. And the same reasons I was on a certain team here that I was very excited about Central Cabarrus. I should have been excited about Mount Pleasant. I should have. I felt like I told some of their guys, I was like, I should have seen this coming, because why I liked the Vikings, right? Why I liked Marcus Jackson crew is the same reason I should have liked Mount Pleasant, with the top studs they had coming. So it started off team race wise. The first round in the quarters was the Ford Cata race, and that's what I was kind of watching. I was like, oh, Ford Cata. And then about halfway through the quarters, I kind of noticed Mount Pleasant sitting there at third, and I was like, man, they're pretty close. And then I started putting it together in my head. I was like, man, they're gonna have a bunch. And really where I felt like they made a huge jump is at the 106 bracket we're going to talk about with their wrestler, Trent Allman.
Yeah, let's kick it off there.
Right there.
106.
That was the big jump. And Mount Pleasant took that lead going into the semis, going into the finals, and they never relinquished it.
Never looked back.
They were, I mean, I said it a couple times on air, on the Instagram live, that they were on fire, man. They were on fire. There was no team with a hotter hand than them. So let's look at this 106 bracket. We got a ton of matchups. I was loving this bracket.
Yeah.
The champ from Fred T. Ford, Braden Mejia, winning as a
undefeated freshman.
Yeah, undefeated freshman. He goes fall 8-2 over former state runner-up and 3-time state placer Eli Thomas, and then a 2-1 decision over RJ James in the finals. Man, I was super excited for the RJ James Mejia matchup. We talked about that on the preview show. It lived up. I felt like they were pretty even on their feet for the most part. Mejia better on top. Yeah. James kind of struggled to get out from underneath. And Mejia,
check that out.
Mejia looks good there the whole time. And so we got the reversal from Mejia. Like I said, they were kind of even on their feet. Yeah. And then James did escape there at the end of the second to make it that 2-1, but then he went down in the third, and Mejia with a big ride out the whole third period. That's veteran stuff right there. Ride out for a third period for the state title. That's some big boy stuff. So
and one thing that you see there, I mean, talking about veteran stuff, there's no stall call there.
No,
there's no stall call there.
He was working on top.
He was working on top. It had to be up 2-1. Not get banged with a stalling, not even a stall warning.
Yes.
Now, man, massive.
I'm a big RJ James fan going in, but going out of the tournament, seeing this kid is so slick on his feet. I loved it.
Only a freshman. That is a all freshman final right there. Man, that's impressive.
Now throughout the whole bracket, I'm telling you, James, like this major decision he had over Riley Shaw, he just looks. James just looks really good, especially with his leg attacks. Just love it. I think he has got a very, very bright future in our state. Yeah. Now, the biggest quarter matchup of the one of the biggest quarter matchups of the tournament, but the biggest quarter matchup of this bracket was that Riddick Almond quarter. Almond winning there. Now, Trent Almond.
Reagan Riddick, girls state champ.
Yeah, two-time first flight.
Yeah, two-timer now. Sorry about that, Reagan. But man,
and I was there mass side for that one. I was there watching that one, and then the James Shaw one at kind of the same time, bouncing back and forth in that gym. So they were even-ish on their feet. Almond ended up getting a takedown, but where the biggest difference became was when Almond got on top.
Yeah.
When he was on top, that was huge. He scored the 3 near fall in the second period there, as you can see on the bout card. Yeah. But that's the biggest thing I noticed is that, man, Trent was good on top and made Riddick pay for being underneath, really. Yeah. So,
but I think that's the first
that was the first domino in the Mount Pleasant team title. Right
it was definitely
that was huge for them.
But I think this is also the first, tragedy of
2A Wrestlebacks
no Wrestlebacks.
Yeah,
Reagan Riddick would have 100%. I believe she would have 100% came back.
I think that Shaw Riddick, Concy Quarter, would have been really
good.
That would have been an awesome Wrestlebacks match that we didn't get.
Yeah,
and it kind of denied Riddick that chance to place, right?
Yeah.
But that was a big match
Bring
there.
Back Wrestlebacks.
Yeah. Riddick looking great. She looks great in her first round matchup, and she didn't look bad in the Allman one. Allman just kind of out wrestled her in there.
Tough.
And then Thomas, shout out to Eli Thomas. He finishes his career state qualifier, second, third.
Yeah.
Running into, ironically, 2 Fred T. Ford kids on his side of the bracket the past 2 years that kind of prevented him.
Yeah.
And he lost to Monteperto in the state finals as a sophomore. So
big shout out to Braden Mejia there starting his. No one wants to talk about it too soon, so we won't jinx him.
No, I mean, it's early. There's a lot of freshmen that have won between the Mock and Creed and Landon Ford and not won 4 titles. But I think it's a cool storyline to say Landon Ford, 4-time state champ, wins senior, and Braden Mejia winning his first as a freshman.
His first one.
So it's kind of, you have like a tale of 2 stories, right?
I'm excited, like you said. I'm excited to see what RJ James does.
I think he's going
to be a monster.
Obviously, we think Mejia is as well.
Yeah.
But I really like RJ James' leg attacks too. So I think both those guys are going to be kind of stars of the future for us.
No doubt. So we're going to bump up here to 113, and man, that semifinals right here, I did not see it going that way. I really thought Krasicki.
Yeah, I had a lot of first.
I know that I was a little. You kind of you made me a little biased there. But, man, Holland comes out, state champ.
Yeah, he looks great. Combat athletics kid out of Wilkes Central.
Yeah.
Really, another kid that's really tough on top.
Yeah.
A lot of great top wrestlers in the 2A classification this year. That semifinal with Krasicki was real close. I watched that one. That was fun. Krasicki doing a great job there. I definitely, like I said, a little first flight bias was thinking Krasicki to the finals. He ended up finishing 4th. I was really impressed with Seth Red out of Reedsville. Reedsville came to party, man. They like Mount Pleasant were on fire. Just didn't end up having the big guns to kind of catch it through to the finals. Right. But the Grant Haney Seth Red match was super fun. I was impressed with Seth Red. Right. Now he's a senior, so we won't see him again for Reedsville. But man, this kid, you picked to get pinned in the Huff Ford duel, and I made sure to let him know I would never let you live that down. And you can look at his path there. He goes fall over Red, who I just said was impressive, to the finals as a freshman. So Ford with back-to-back.
Where he got stuck in the final.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back. I got to defend my pick there, okay? Hunter, nothing against you, Hunter. Nothing against you.
This down. But Ford with 2 back-to-back freshman finalists, which...
That's what I was about to say. It was another freshman here out of Ford. Like, dude.
So, yes,
impressive.
Ford loses Landon Ford next year, but they bring back Brock Carey and Zane Burkett, who are two freshman finalists that we're going to talk about a little bit last year. So they're just going to be juniors. And then they get Clark.
Sophomores, right?
They were
bringing
sophomores.
back there. Okay, sorry, gotcha.
They'll be juniors next year. And then you have Clark and Mejia, state champions and state runner-up.
Yeah.
So they're going to have those 4 guys for 2 more years. That's pretty awesome firepower, right?
Ooh.
Like Fred T4, the train isn't stopping now, and they're going up to 3A, so I think it's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting aspect next year as well.
But Tyler Holland looks solid the whole time.
He did.
Really no holes in his game. I'm really impressed.
Fall, 5-2, fall.
Yeah, and fall in the finals. The fall in the finals was very impressive because I was definitely leaning towards Clark as the favorite. I picked Clark. So really impressive there as well.
Bumping up to 120 here. One of the most dominant kids in our state right now.
Man, he is just on another level.
It's
right. we talked about there's tiers to this.
Yeah.
So we know
There's
Kyle
levels of this
Monteperto,
right here.
he's ranked like 4th in the nation for a reason right now.
Yeah.
And he's just a junior, 3-time state champ, gonna go for his 4th next year. Become that 10th or 11th. Him and Levi Andrews kind of gonna be racing. It depends on what weight we start at next year.
We start at the finals next year. It's a race for 10 there.
He looks phenomenal. He just has this really great low single shot that just I mean, honestly, all of his matches just kind of looked like he was drilling, right? And there's levels to it right now, and that's just how he is. So let's talk about the rest of the bracket, though, because
featuring there from Mount Pleasant, man.
I talked to him afterwards, and he was just
freshman right there.
He was stoked.
Another freshman
and
2A in the finals.
Yeah, we have freshman state champ, freshman state finalist.
I think freshman finals.
Yeah, freshman
if I
finals.
Remember correctly, freshman finals, freshman state champ, freshman finalist again.
100%. And man, he's been one that I have on my freshman big board. I've been talking about. I think I even mentioned on the previous show. I was like, watch out for him out of that spot because he is really good, and he looked really good. Now the finals kind of get a little away from him, but Monteperto is kind of on a different level. But I mean, freshman state finalist. We got 3 more years. This was. And him, I'm telling you, Almond winning in the quarters and his win in the semis were the keys to Mount Pleasant's title, because obviously we knew the rest of their big guns were going to do big gun things, but these guys right here, the 2 lightweight young bucks, doing it for the team. And so McCreachin, man, he looks really good, especially that win over Javon White from Salisbury.
Yeah.
I mean, he dominated that match in my opinion. And White is a state placer senior against a freshman. So shout out to Brooke Zach for being a freshman in this weight. She kind of got dominated a little bit with Hunter from High Britain, but that one, she's impressive. Tough weight, but Mount Pleasant team title.
What about Hernandez down here knocking off
Bunker Hill?
Bechtel.
And he comes back next year. He's just a junior here, so
that's a big quarterfinals
team
race upset right there.
Yes,
that really
was really impressive, honestly. So
I mean, because where I think we had Bechtel picked to at least go into the semis.
Yeah, we had him in the semis.
I know we had him losing to Monteperto there. I mean.
Yeah.
No offense there, Bechtel, but you see it. He's a monster.
It's just a different level.
But he comes out, he places. That was a tight team race. 124 to 119.
And that's another place where wrestlebacks come into play.
Yep.
Right?
I agree.
So that could have helped out forward there.
But Monteperto, man, you're a monster. Good luck at the next level.
UVA got a good one.
No, he's got another year.
Yeah, one more.
That's right.
One more.
Wow, I'm an idiot. He's going for 4.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Man, I can't wait to see that. Does he fall his way through the state tournament next year?
Yeah. But the cool thing is they're going 3A too. I think we're going to see a lot of good matchups next year.
That will be fun.
Level, so.
Yeah, that will be fun. Yeah, congrats Monteperto there. Good luck next year going for 4. Super glad that we get to. I'm trying to send him off to college too fast there.
Yeah.
But we're going to bump up to 126 here. And, man,
and I
talk about a semis upset.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This whole bracket was fun.
Yeah.
And I said that 2A 126 was my favorite bracket of the entire tournament, 2A tournament. And I said that in the fan guide that I wrote for Jason Fulmore and Southeast Wrestle, because the quarters in here were really fun. Now, the Carey Campbell one, Carey dominated, but the Harris Ortega Perez one, 6-4, super tight. That was a big match as far as the winner of that actually
massive.
Yeah, Ortega Perez find himself in the finals after a tight one with Kata, another team race one where Kata
big team race one.
Points. That was Harris's only loss on the year too. So in the course of this wrestlebacks, the round 1 fire match was Langston Hoffman versus Edwin Pazzo from Forbush. They got in this wild, I put it up on our social media, they got in this wild scramble right off the bat in their match, and it was pretty awesome. Hoffman winning that one and set up that quarter between him and Hodge, who are both senior returning state place winners. And this was one of the ones where I was like, man, this whole no wrestlebacks thing sucks. It sucks because both these guys were good enough to place. They wrestled. It was a back and forth battle. Hodge kind of started pulling away at the end and then got the fall at the very end of the match. And it was impressive there. But Hoffman, I mean, he goes state qualifier 4th, 5th, and then just state qualifier at the end because of I think he would have placed coming back. And then Hodge wins that one in the semis. And on the bottom, you got eventual state champion.
V-Man.
Elijah Boyd.
Monster.
Man, I said that I was rooting for him just because of how good kid he is. And so he goes tech fall, 11-4, 6-2. Looks great. Yeah. Now, I want to point out, too, the whole not being in the Coliseum thing, it stinks on a number of levels, but it stinks especially for seniors this is their first and only time they get a chance to compete at the state tournament. Like, I'm just looking at Jawan Gibbons from Hendersonville, just a kid that we know personally. It's his first time at the state tournament and his only time because he's a senior, and it's in a high school gym versus the Coliseum. That kind of takes away from that.
Doesn't get to have the experience.
Those are the kids I feel bad for.
Man, it's just
I feel bad for the state champs and stuff. Like I feel bad for Boyd. Like, man, he won a state title in the high school gym. He should have gotten in the Coliseum.
Yeah,
but he's experienced the Coliseum before, and I think for him, he would say he doesn't really care. He just wants to win a state.
Yeah, he's won the title.
But for like kids like Jawan and other kids that this is a senior first time qualifying. That experience
and a kid that you know. I thought it was big that he won I mean, look, we both know Gibbons. You know, I thought it was big that he won his match.
Yeah, I called him to win that.
And you did. You're right, you did. But it's just being at that Coliseum is just a highlight to. I mean, if you ask any wrestler that wrestled in North Carolina that got to experience the state tournament, and they remember for the rest of their life.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's something you remember for the rest of your life, and I hate that the kids didn't get to have that, but you know. But
shout out to Elijah Boyd.
Yes.
He honestly, I know it was 11-4 and it was 6-2, but he really dominated. Yeah. He was so much better than everybody on his feet.
Yeah, so slick,
so much better. And I talked to him afterwards about like, hey, how'd you get better at bottom? Because I asked him at the Gauntlet Wrestling Productions, what do you need to work on? And he said, I didn't get better at bottom.
Yeah.
And he said, this is a thing he said in his interview, which is on our social media. He said he kept just thinking about Brock Carey. Fred T4. He knew Brock Carey was really tough on top, and he knew he had to get better at bottom if he wanted to win a state title. So he just kept working on that. And Brock Carey in the Ortega Perez semifinal here, Perez comes out on top. He pulled the upset.
I thought that was one of the biggest upsets.
That was huge for the team race, for one, and two. I agree. It was one of the biggest upsets because I kind of penciled Brock Carey in the finals, but he's Carey just a sophomore, so we'll see him 2 more years. I'm excited to see what he kind of develops into. He had a huge major decision win over Hodge in that 3rd, 4th place match.
Yeah, no doubt. So we're gonna bump up to 132 here. Your boy.
Yeah, I feel like Ross and Schlossman were kind of just on a collision course the whole bracket. They really didn't. I didn't feel like anybody.
They were. I mean, there's levels to this, and they are 2 complete separate levels from everyone else in this bracket. Man, I mean, it really is.
Yeah, and I heard the Catacorna probably like 4 times, and keep encouraging Ross to stay low, shoot low on like low level singles or low singles. And stay below Schlossman's knees. And I think that's a testament to Schlossman is funky, man. You get in deep on him, and he can turn the tide very quickly. And he's very tough on top as well. But Ross went down and got out. So that's also impressive. I think Ross and Schlossman are going to be really good on the next level. I think they're both really good. But Ross gets that state title that's kind of eluded him. He went 3rd, 5th, 2nd last year, and finally gets that title on a.
So where are both of them going?
Schlossman, Belmont Abbey, and
very nice.
Ross is going to Coconut.
Nice, awesome,
and
good luck to you guys at the next level.
So they're going to be really good. I think both of them are going to be good on the next level. Ross, his night for his family. His brother wins state title. We'll talk about in a little bit, and then Cattle with 4 state champs. So I thought the whole time. special shout out to Ross Watts out of Highburn, who has some Hendersonville roots, actually. His grandparents both live in Hendersonville and are friends with my wife's family. So
There you go.
Didn't realize that until we got to the state tournament. So he wrestled tough, just a sophomore, but he ran into eventual state champ there.
So, he ran into a monster. I mean, that's one of those things.
Yeah, so that kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah. So we're going to bump this up to 138 here, which this was an interesting one.
I said it in the Fan Guy preview. Hey, keep your heads on a swivel with this bracket's quarterfinals, and they lived up to it, man. Especially, I mean, the Mahaffey Murdoch one, I didn't get to see because I was in the other gym.
That's ridiculous.
I heard it was a good one. Two state placers going at it there. Mahaffey obviously moves his way down into the finals. Logan Fight, we've said watch out for him.
Yeah.
Going into the state tournament, Logan Fight, and the Mahaffey Fight semifinal was wild. It was back and forth until the very end. There was one point with about 45 seconds left, probably, where I was like, oh, Logan Fight's going to win this.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to beat Mahaffey and find himself in the state finals. I was able to watch the majority of that one pretty quickly. And yeah, Logan's going to be really impressive. The jump he made from last year to this year was
only a sophomore.
Yeah, only a sophomore in that kind of room too. Yeah. So he's
ended up taking third.
Yep, ended up taking third. Man,
yeah, he's gonna be solid. I'm excited.
That win over Makeupson for third, fourth. Too.
That's big too. Yeah.
And so, but the quarterfinal of the whole state tournament, regardless of classification, was Jacob Cox versus Zach Lewis.
Yeah.
Two state champs. Lewis, man, I think this is where there are no wrestlebacks. I get
this is the worst.
The most.
This is
if
the
Lewis
worst.
Goes 5 for a 5th, 1st, 3rd, and then state qualifier because he doesn't get to wrestle back. I think he wrestles back, and he can wrestle with Makeupson Fight in that 3rd, 4th place match, right? He's right in it with those guys.
And that thing comes back and takes 3rd.
Yeah, so I mean, it's disappointing he doesn't get a chance to do that, especially because Cox and Lewis looked pretty even on their feet for the first part of the match.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you what, Jacob Cox is otherworldly on top. Do not pick bottom.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody next year in the state should pick bottom against Jacob Cox. That's how good he looked. I mean, he turned Zach Lewis a couple times. And that's where the match really started to take a turn. He got the takedown at the very end of the first. It was kind of a side headlock type of.
Man, it's the only point that Zach Lewis scored.
Was a penalty point. He didn't get out. Get out. Yeah, and the near falls were. I mean, he got 3 sets of them. It was huge. And
there.
Jacob Cox looked phenomenal I'm telling you, man, this looks really, really good on top. I don't think anybody should pick bottom anymore. Not to give his opponents any hints. I don't think. I don't think so. And then he rolled in the semifinal over Makeupson again with a brilliant top work, and then it was a tight final between Mahaffey and Cox. Now there was a. Mahaffey had kind of like a banana split Spladle situation on top, and they were on the opposite side of the mat where I was sitting, and they called like an illegal. They said like an illegal move or something. I honestly was a little confused. The South Rowan corner with Coach Aviola and Jacob's dad, Adam Costa. I didn't ask them about this after. I wanted to get their thoughts, but they were pretty confident that that's what it was when Mahaffey was on top. The Piston corner obviously did not agree, but that ended up ultimately being the difference in the match. That 5-4. I think Mahaffey presented a lot of style problems to Cox that other people in the bracket could not present, especially with Mahaffey's strength. So it's that penalty point right there. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was definitely, I think some people were like, me included, I wasn't 100% sure what the call was because especially the way the official turned, he turned to the head table, which was away from me, and he said his call.
Yeah.
And so I didn't catch it, but it was a very nip and tuck finals match. And shout out to Jacob Cox too. I talked to him about this on our social media. He's ranked number 1 in his class academically at his school.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I love hearing about stuff like that with kids that are not only doing things right on the mat,
Put off Matt in the classroom.
So Jacob Cox now a 2-time state champ.
Makes you recruitable, man. It does.
I'm excited to see him going forward.
Go up to 145 here.
And we got the man with the funniest grandma in North Carolina wrestling, Jeremiah Price.
Dominant.
Bonuses his way through as a sophomore, 2-time state champ. He's on his way. Yeah, I don't, like you said, you don't want to talk about it too much, but man, he only has 1 loss on his career, and that was to Dallas Wilson last year at Holy Angels, who Dallas Wilson, 3-time state champ, going to be wrestling at Mount Olive next year. And Jeremiah caps off an undefeated season. He's another kid.
Tech fall.
Yes, he's another kid
dominant.
That guys, he's really good on top.
Yeah,
he's great with legs and great with a little wing armbar series. Honestly, like he looks just a tier above everybody. There was no doubt about it. Going from the first whistle to the last whistle, that he was going to win every match. He just looked so much better than everybody else, and I think that's evident. I mean, he went and won a sophomore national title. Yeah, right. He's ranked number 1 on my big board for his class for a reason, and he showed at the state tournament.
Showed it right there.
Now, I do want to talk about the Bowman Hill matchup. For one, I had my 2A fan guide and on the show, I was like, oh, this Pisgah freshman Xander Hill, pencil him into the semis. Yeah. And he looked really good. He did. But Bowman came with something to prove. I know his dad came up to me afterwards and was like, hey, I appreciate you not picking him, because he used it as motivation. And I thought that was awesome. I don't mind being motivation if I pick somebody else. Ultimately, in what the media side of things, we have to pick somebody. So somebody's probably going to be upset at us. But Bowman getting it done, getting third here. Now he lost to another guy who I didn't really pick. I kind of thought Jamerson was going to be the guy out of Madison, just because he's a local guy. We've seen him wrestle a bunch. But Michael Lowry out of Salisbury comes through all the way to the finals. He came up to me as well and said, hey, you didn't pick me, and I use that as motivation. So 2 guys on the same side of the bracket ended up wrestling the semis, kind of giving me some heat. But I appreciate you guys wrestling hard, and Lowry looked good. Just kind of ran into that Jeremiah Price buzzsaw.
That's just a tough bracket to be in, and so congrats to you, Jeremiah. We're gonna bump up to 152 here.
Now, this is one of the craziest stories of the state tournament, Rhett. Tyson Riley out of South Point. Yeah. He was a 12 seed at the regional tournament. Gets 4th at the regional tournament. Doesn't win the regional tournament, gets 4th. He finds himself in the state finals here. He goes a big upset with a fall over Tristan Nixon of Washington, who only had 1 loss on the year coming in. And then he goes ahead and beats Julius Miller. And then one of the biggest upsets of the 2A state tournament over Aiden Hyatt, who you and I were like, Aiden Hyatt wins this bracket.
Well, yeah, I thought he walked. I thought he rolled.
I think we even talked about off air. We're like, 152 is like Hyatt and the bunch, right? Like we thought like Hyatt and everybody else.
I thought it'd be, I mean,
that's kind of how we felt. And Hyatt, Riley beats Hyatt, and really, honestly, it wasn't like this big, one move here. It was just straight takedowns. Yeah. Right? Like takedown, escape. He kept hitting him with this kind of re-attack double. That was pretty sweet. And Hyatt, man, it was back and forth till the end. It was pretty fun. Hyatt was really impressive in his quarter with some big finishes and stuff over Ricky Reynolds, who's a really tough guy at West Lincoln. Yeah. But I couldn't believe it. Riley's coach sat by me for a little bit and kind of just discussed like what he kind of had been through the year, why he was a 12 seed, and just it was a pretty cool story. And makes his way to the state finals, where he does get beat by Lucas Whitted from Pisgah. He caught. I overheard his coach saying like, man, he just caught fire at the right time. Yeah. Right. Like he really did catch fire at the right time and ends up state champ coming through on the other side. I kind of thought we'd have a freshman finalist from the other side, to be quite honest.
I thought Jacob Price would come through and get there.
I thought Jacob Price or Ethan Binkley out of Currituck. Now, I think that's my favorite freshman matchup of the whole tournament. I know Mejia and RJ Jones wrestled in the finals.
Yeah.
And that's a fire matchup. But this freshman on freshman crime right here with Binkley and Jacob Price, they're both going to be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Price beat Riley the week before the regional tournament.
Right.
And Binkley obviously proven he's really good beating Price here. So those two guys are two guys of the future.
Right.
I just
no doubt.
I like those two kids. I think both of them are going to be you're going to see both of them on the freshman big board when I redo those.
When you redo those, yeah.
And I think they're to qualify and do well at 152.
It's tough.
Tough as a freshman.
Very tough.
So they look good. And congratulations to Lucas Witter from Pisgah.
Yes.
Doing big things there. Another bracket where I felt like we were having a collision course. Dalton Miller, Mount Pleasant, who we knew he's a 2-time state runner-up now, and Aiden Curry of Cata. Man, Aiden Curry is put together, dude. That kid, he walks out, and I'm pretty sure his biceps are bigger than my head. That kid's put together. He's a stud, and he's another kid that's kind of got like a legendary type career here going.
Yeah.
2-1-1.
Yep.
So far.
One more.
And it really just came down to one takedown exchange in the final between him and Miller.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. There was one point, pretty sure Miller and Curry kind of know each other a little bit. There was one point where I think Curry went like collar tie or something like that, and they kind of like laughed at each other because the way something happened. I can't remember exactly the exchange, but they kind of looked at each other, smiled, and exchanged a laugh and said something or whatever.
I know where you're going. Look.
Yeah, like it was pretty funny. But the story of the bracket to me, because I kind of felt like it was pretty obvious it was going to be Aiden Curry and Dalton Miller, and I felt pretty comfortable that even though it was going to be close, I kind of felt that Aiden Curry was going to find a way to get it done. Was Caleb Moore of Bandy's, man.
Yeah.
That was the story of the bracket. He gives David Varner his first loss of the year, who was a third place winner last year. And he goes 12-9 over Varner, and then he slides into the semis with a 4-3 win over Peterson of Ashe County, and then he runs into Aiden Curry, but he wins his fourth place match. So he goes from being a 4 seed out of the region, 4th place out of that Midwest. So the Midwest getting 1, 2, 3 here at 160.
Yeah.
The Midwest and West showed out in these brackets. I'm pretty sure Mid-East had
look
one.
At these. Look at the bonus points here.
Yeah,
for
fall. Big.
I mean, man, for Mount Pleasant there, and we kind of look at it and wonder how they won it, but right there's how.
Yeah, a big one right there, right? But Caleb Moore, dark horse. I think I put him as a dark horse or bracket buster on the fan guide, and he proved why right here. Yeah. And like I was saying, though, Midwest and the West really showed out. I think Mid-East had one champ, which was Elijah Boyd, and then the East had 0.
Wow.
And Midwest and West won the rest.
Midwest and West controlled the
13,
state there.
Yeah, at least at 2A this year.
Yeah.
All right, so stepping up to 170. Let's start at round 1 here, right at the top. Zane Burkett.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, I thought
tight match
with 30 seconds to go. I said, "Oh man, this is not good for Fred T. Ford and their team title hopes."
Yeah.
I thought Zane was going to lose. I thought Zane was going to lose this one. Kraus wrestled him so tough. It was maybe 15 seconds left, and Burkett gets in, scores the takedown, and secures a victory at 5-4.
Oh.
It was
tight one.
Super tight. And then he goes major decision to make the finals or to make the semis. And that's where him and Ross met up.
Yep, Brady Ross.
And that one was so much fun.
Yeah.
I loved watching that match. It was back and forth. Ross just kind of looked like the better guy the whole time. And as far as I felt pretty confident through the whole match that Ross was going to win, even though it was back and forth,
right,
and pretty tight. And the big exchange that you saw on there on the bracket bout card is he got 3 near fall. From top. The Ross brothers both pretty decent on top, but Brady Ross is really good on top.
Hammer on top.
Yeah, and he's very good in scramble situations. So Ross was looking good. Capped off a great night for the Ross family, 2 state champs, brothers winning it together.
which that's pretty cool.
Pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So congratulations to Brady. But the other side of the bracket, the story for Mount Pleasant, team title wise, and you and I called this on this show when we were talking about this. We said we feel like Kyler Pickett's the best guy on the bottom side of the bracket. And we were right. And he bonused his way through. He looked so good on his feet. I was really, really impressed with him in neutral. And I know the final score was 3-1, and it was a tight final. And Pickett was in deep at the end of the match, very deep at the end of the match. But I also feel like Ross kind of let him get there a little bit,
right?
Because he knew he could kill some time in the scramble, right? Okay. He wasn't playing the head hands defense. Don't let me get your legs. He was kind of playing a little more of, all right, you can get to my legs, but scoring is a different story.
Yeah,
that's how I kind of felt in the match. But Pickett wrestled super good, and another huge point total for Mount Pleasant. Now, the reason I say that they're young lightweights kind of won the title for them is I thought this was going to happen when I saw the brackets come out. I wouldn't have.
We saw this. We didn't see
or Allman.
Yeah, we didn't see them.
So
massive shout out to you, Brady Ross there.
Yeah.
Junior
state champ comeback. Junior with Curry and Monteperto, that CATA junior classes.
CATA's going to be serious really again next year.
Yeah. Going to be challenging the Inca 3A team there.
I think so.
All right, and then 182. He went from North Carolina good wrestler, or even North Carolina great wrestler, to North Carolina legend on this day.
100%.
He went North Carolina. Now he's in North Carolina legend, the fourth-time state champ, landing 4. And he goes fall in the finals, fall in the semis. We'll come back to that semifinal one. And I said in the fan guide that the Raheem Jones 4 matchup was intriguing because of style, and it proved to be right.
Yeah.
4 just a little slicker. He got a couple takedowns that Raheem just could not stop. And then obviously he got that first period fall for landing 4 in the first part. But man, the match of this whole bracket is that semifinal. You actually FaceTimed in to watch this.
Yes.
You were like, I want to catch landing 4.
Because you text me and you said he was down.
I said, yeah, he was down 8-0. He goes, he got taken down
near
in an upper body situation, got put on his back, and then they get back up to their feet, and he gets straight headlocks right back to his back. Now, I will say, I knew after the first period, I was like, all right, Landon 4 is going to come back and win this, because he looked at his corner, and his dad was there, and Coach Carey was there, and I could tell Coach Carey was kind of like, hey, it's all good, we got this. And Landon just kind of looked at him, kind of nodded his head, like, it's all good. Like, I saw him like, kind of put his hands like, no, it's fine. Like, I knew he was going to
veteran.
Yeah, just a veteran.
Chip away at it.
He had been in situations like that. He's wrestled all over the place. So I was like, okay, he's going to find a way to claw back. Now, the question I was a little worried for him about, not I was like rooting for him versus talent, or
whatever, did he have the gas tank? Was for me.
That was your question. Mine was, he's down 8-0. He can't play takedown release. He was going to have to get a turn. Yeah. Period. So by the
Which he's been doing all year. He's been sticking people all year.
Yeah. And so by the end of the second period, it was 9-4. And I was like, man, he still needs a turn. But then they got locked up in an upper body situation, in which it was very similar to the situation he found himself on the back to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's a little 50-50, but you can tell this time when he was upper body, he had a little better position, and he tossed talent to his back, got the stick, and he does what champions do. Yeah, right. And I think Landon 4 would be the first one to admit that probably wasn't his favorite or his best match.
No,
right? That's not kind of how he envisioned winning that match, but he did what champions do, and he clawed back and he won the match. I think the most impressive part of it was that he didn't panic. He stayed calm. He knew he didn't go straight headlock right away. He got a couple takedowns and kind of built himself in the match.
Chipped away.
But there was a point that it was like, whoa. And everybody in the gym was watching that, obviously. And it got super. That was the loudest it got. That was the loudest it got, period, in that gym. Is when he went down 8-0 and everybody was freaking out.
Yeah.
But he bowed back and got the fall.
Man, I could see the buzz going around at 3A.
Yeah.
I mean, people were forced down right now in the semis. Like, holy cow. Yeah. And I don't think it was anyone really rooting against him, but it's just one of those things of like, holy crap. Like, he might not win his fourth here. He's down 8-0. Like,
everybody was just intrigued, like, what is happening right now?
Exactly.
But on the other side of the bracket, Milos Gargo, we've said that he's the one guy we thought could give more match now. Ended up being the semifinal, was a little more challenging, I think, style matchup and just the way it shook out, like, as the match progressed. But Milos looked great, state runner-up. He comes back next year, just a junior. I talked to Coach Kepler. He said this kid just does all the right things, does the right things with the nutrition, does the right things with his training, and he really looked impressive. I like the way Milos wrestles. Obviously, a little biased towards his first flight guys, but
he just ran into
a legend,
one of the legends.
One of the best guys ever to come out of North Carolina. And I talked to him afterwards. He left his shoes on the mat in the finals.
Yeah.
I talked to him.
A lot of questions on that.
Yeah, I talked to him afterwards. If you haven't seen his interview, a lot of people have commented on it, and this is what I thought too when I was interviewing him. It was raw and it was honest, man. He wasn't like giving you the coach speak of like, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, that. He was honest about his injuries. He was honest about the anxiety and kind of the pressure he kind of felt towards this day, and just kind of everything he had been through. And then he was honest about, his recruitment's open now. Yeah. He said in the interview, kind of was thinking about taking a big break. And then he came out on Twitter and said, hey,
my recruitment is now open.
My recruitment is open. He's no longer committed to Appalachian State. Mutual parting ways. And Landon had nothing but good things to say about John Mark and Appalachian State. Just kind of they decided it wasn't the best fit anymore. And so now his recruitment is open, and actually
we have some news to drop. We got a little bit of news to drop. So Landon has now narrowed that school list down to 8. At the moment, he does want everybody to know that he is still taking a few more visits. So this list is subject to change a little bit. He did let us know that if he does change that list, he will update us and let us know. But the list in no specific order is Montreat University, which is a big thing for them. That could be massive for that NAI program. Coach Britt, just down the road from us down in Black Mountain, North Carolina. Beautiful campus. We'll see. And then Queens University down in Charlotte, D2 program. Rob Tate. I think Coach Paul Bradley down there, former Hawkeye.
Yeah, I saw him at the 2A state tournament. He was there.
He upside a lot with Dark Horse, I believe now. And then Wheeling Jesuit, where
Daniel Owenby,
2-time national champ, and I
another
believe
North Carolina legend,
2 or 3-time North Carolina state champ. I believe it's 2. Out of Inca, but North Carolina legend nonetheless, 2-time Division II national champ. Down at Wheeling Jesuit. So that's a big one. We love to see North Carolina guys go on and succeed. And then Chaldron State, Presbyterian, and Citadel.
Yeah, Citadel with that Ryan LeBlanc connection. LeBlanc was a former Appalachian State assistant coach and then just took the head job there at the Citadel. Yeah. So Landon 4 down to those ones. I'm interested to see what grows. He seems really open about where he wants to go. He wants to take his visits, kind of see what the best fit is.
We've got 2 more, Chattanooga and Coker.
Coker is interesting to me because we have a couple of North Carolina guys going in his class heading that way. Coker, not a school I knew a whole lot about before this year, with Levi Klutz going there, Hunter Ross going there. Chattanooga is interesting to me. So we're interested to see where Landon Ford goes.
I was surprised that Newberry hadn't made that list.
I think we're going to see a decision. Yeah, I think Newberry would be a good fit with the Decatur boys just going there. But who knows? He said he's open to a couple more, taking a couple more visits.
I think he said that by August, I think he's going to try to make his decision. So, but hey, college programs, I know UMO, you guys were looking for some big guys. Yeah. Coach Willis, Coach Sewell, I'd start blowing up his number. That's a 4-time North Carolina State champ. North Carolina schools, let's not let him lead the state. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Landon, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you athletically, academically. But, as a North Carolina homer, let's keep him in the state here, okay?
100%. 100%. I would love to see that. And he's open, and I feel like he's pretty honest about his recruiting process. Yeah. And I'm excited to see where he lands.
And to wrap that up, massive congratulations to you, Landon.
Yeah.
4-time state champ.
History maker.
He did it.
He did it. 4-time state champ, one of the best to ever do it in North Carolina.
He did it. So going up to 195 here.
And so speaking of guys like that were on like different tiers, Levi Klutz looks like far and away the best guy in this bracket the whole time.
Yeah.
He didn't surrender a point in the state title run. He goes fall. He looks good. He had been working really hard all offseason. He had great offseason results. This kid's huge proponent of the Mount Pleasant team title, right? 4 bonus point wins.
4,
right?
4 falls.
4 falls. Like I said, he looks just far and away the best kid in the bracket.
A win over head-to-head here over Ford, over sophomore Colby Mace there. Man, this is a fun bracket, but like you said, Klutz is just he was just a different level than the rest of the bracket the whole time. Yeah.
And I think his one loss on the year was to Sakari Morrison. That was who he lost in the state finals last year, right?
Yeah.
I think that loss in the state finals last year kind of took him to a different level too.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, the Mount Pleasant crew and then some of the other guys that are on other teams, the Dark Horse kids were having a field day at the 2A state tournament. They looked really, really good. I know
Dark Horse dominated.
Coach Cox was there. Yeah.
Coach Aviola was Aviola.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's
if I'm not mistaken, he was at 3A as well.
No, he was at 2A because he's South Rowan's coach.
Okay.
And then Coach Cox was there. Coach Cox was very passionate on the sidelines, kind of encouraging all the dark horse guys. But they racked up. Christian Beach was sending me some numbers right after the state tournament. Like they had far and away more finalists and champs and placers than any other club in North Carolina this year. But the story of this tournament, though, I think, besides Klutz being so dominant, was Jellick out of Carborough. We kind of had heard about him. Actually, Landon Ford is the first person to tell me about him.
Yeah.
He messaged us after the title contenders episode and said, hey, Landon Ford said, watch out for Jellick of Carborough. And then Jacob Hughley, who is one of his coaches, kind of told me a little bit about him. Jacob runs Matt Geeks on Rockfin, which is ACC kind of coverage, ACC wrestling coverage. So Jellick coming through. The match with Owen Clark and Jellick, Clark finishing third, so only loss of the year was this semifinal right here. Had a little bit of controversy as far as just like Jellick's corner kind of felt like Clark was not pushing the pace and kind of not being the aggressor and wrestling. And Newton Conover obviously disagreed. But shout out to Owen Clark, though. I saw him like as soon as I walked in, and he said, hey, I watched every show, just seeing what you guys are talking about. So Owen, we appreciate your support. Just like we said, like everybody that came up to us and talked to us about the show, we loved it. But he falls in OT to Jellick of Carborough, but then he bounces back for third. So just a one loss on the year, finishes third, just a sophomore. So he's one to watch out for going forward. So that semifinal was a little wild. And then it followed up. His brother was in a wild one at 220 as well in the semis.
Let's go ahead and bump up there. So
we'll just start there, man. With the Clark-Creighton semifinal, it was wild. Yeah. I said to Ian Miller from Appalachian State, coach, he was there. I said, that one had as much drama as you could probably have. They had blood times. They had stall calls back and forth. And that's why it's an OT 3-2. They actually call a stall call in overtime to end the match.
Wow.
Yeah, which you do not see.
No.
And obviously the Newton Conover side disagreed. The Mount Pleasant side and a lot of the other sides kind of were begging for that all year long, or all match long. I mean, and it was wild. Both guys had blood. Both guys were getting warned for stalling. Both guys, coaches were fired up, questioning calls here, left and right. It was probably the most theatrical match, and not in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way, but as far as like when you're looking at entertainment value, it was pretty entertaining as far as the drama goes, not the scoring. I did have a coach that I respect come over to me after the match and say he felt like both guys were stalling. Yeah. Where Creighton wasn't really taking committed shots. He was kind of dropping to a knee and pushing, and Clark was really just going collar tie, underhook, trying to push the edge too. Now, to be quite honest, that was not my point of view. I felt like I kind of felt like that Creighton kind of was the aggressor probably in the match, but I don't feel like him, the way he was hitting his knee was super committed, but I mean, it was more commitment than Clark was showing in that moment. But it ended up being just a great match for entertainment value. And Cole Clark ends his career though with a 3rd place finish down there, going 2-3. And like his brother, watches the show. Appreciate you, Cole. Wild semifinal match. I know it's not the way you wanted to finish your career, but it's a great one. But Creighton goes on and wins in the finals. He gets 2 tight ones for him. The semifinals, OT on a stall call, and then the takedown came in with short time left in the finals. Johnson from North Pitt coming through the other side of the bracket looked really, really good doing that. I kind of, after watching both semifinals, I was kind of leaning like, man, I think Johnson might do this one.
Right.
But Creighton came across and
pulled it out
and showed why he's now a 2-time state champ with that. So
2-timer right there.
Yeah, for sure.
And Junior coming back.
Junior could go for that 3rd one. Gonna be leading Mount Pleasant into the next era there. And then
out to the big boys. Of 2A.
And Ryan Walker, man, he had 3-3-2 matches in a row. Super close.
Ultimate tiebreaker. In one of them.
2 of them. The quarters.
2 of them.
Quarters and the finals were both ultimate tiebreaker, and he looked calm, cool, and collected. He didn't let it phase him. He knew what he had to do. And wrestled. I'll tell you what. One of the reasons I think his matches are close is because people don't want to shoot on him. Because there was one point in the finals where Roland shot one shot near the edge, and Walker was super quick to one corner, and Roland kind of squared up, and Walker went back to the other, went back and forth a few times. But Walker didn't end up scoring on the exchange, but I was impressed with how quick his feet were for a guy his size. So it's part of the reason his matches are so close is because people refuse to shoot underneath.
Right.
So, but he gets it done. Now he's a 2-time state champ.
Going on to Pembroke.
I think Pembroke's going to do some really big things with him as far as like I said, his feet are very quick for a guy his size. I wouldn't be surprised to see some really big things out of him on that level. And he's a character too. When I walked in, he had sunglasses and a cowboy hat on, and this was like 8:30 in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning. I just think personalities in wrestling are pretty cool. So, shout out to him. Congratulations to all the 2A state champs. Congratulations to Mount Pleasant for winning the 2A team title. It was great. I loved being there. I loved getting all the people shouting us out, saying that they loved watching the show or they liked watching the show. So thanks for all the support, guys. So
now,
we got a little bit to talk about.
Let's get up to 3A here.
It's 3A time, Rhett.
Yep. It is.
I've been waiting the whole time. There's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt for the 2nd episode in a row. Actually, 3rd, because the last one we did in 2 parts. But Bears.
Congratulations.
State
3A state champs, Central Bears.
He beat in this drum for months. And months and months from episode number 1. And even before that, when I released the early look at the team race last year after the state tournament ended, I've been talking about Marcus Jackson, the Baglios, Luke Masterson, the whole crew, Central Cabarrus, the team state champs of 3A. Congrats to the
Send
boys.
Him a ring. Y'all need to send this man a ring.
Send us a shirt for Rhett to wear. I'm going to get him to wear this shirt.
I did. I believe I talked to Coach Masterson afterwards. And, I agreed that Cabarrus pulled it off, won a state title.
Put him in a Vikings wrestling.
I will wear a Central Cabarrus Vikings state champ shirt.
Yes, sir.
If
Brett's
you
now
guys send it to me,
a part of y'all's fan
send
club
us a
with me.
DM, send it to Ryan, however y'all send him that one. He's got my size, so
Yeah.
congratulations, you guys, man. I mean, here's the thing: is that I'm never gonna pick against my guys at Inca.
No.
All right, I'm never gonna pick against us. But if we were gonna lose the two teams that went first and second, man, class acts. You know, big props to Central Cabarrus there. You know, they did it the right way. All their kids were great. They all wrestled tough. But man, Piedmont, they also stormed. Man,
Piedmont
71.5 for Central Cabarrus to 70 from Piedmont. You know, man, it came down to the finals. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. I was there. It was awesome. Eastern Guilford, man, Atwood put on a show. You know, they ran it great. One thing that we just talked about, we talked about earlier was we missed the now wrestling on Mat 2 defending or returning state champ.
Yeah.
So and so, we
either,
missed that at 2A and at 3A. We don't know if they did it 4A or 1A. You know, that's a cool thing that kids remember. That I wish they'd have done. But man, you know, shout out to Eastern Guilford being a host there and putting on a great one. You know, my boys at Inca, we wrestled tough. We didn't we didn't finish where I hoped we would, where I thought we would. But man, Central Cabarrus and Piedmont, they brought it. They brought it. They came to wrestle.
That's another like hindrance of not being together in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to be there to celebrate with the boys. I wanted to be there to celebrate with them. I had like zero idea how the team race was going over there in 3A, except for just kind of like the little tidbits of text messages you send me.
Yeah.
And honestly, I couldn't even check them most of the time.
You were busy
I
too.
was busy running around. I honestly, till I got back to the hotel after the 2A was over is when I really got to dive deep. Now I knew that they had won because I checked real fast and Rhett had said something to me as well. But I want to celebrate with Central Cabarrus team title. Man, they did it. I've been talking about it. I knew when the year started out that they were going to do it. I felt pretty good about it, confident wise, and I stayed on it. And man, I can't tell you, those kids are amazing. So shout out to them, team title.
Go ahead and send that shirt. I'll wear it on the next episode.
Thank you.
Or on the episode that we have it.
For helping me prove Rhett wrong and me being right. I like to.
It doesn't happen a lot.
I like to have that, hold that over his head. So thanks, boys. Send Rhett a shirt, and he's gonna be number 2.
Trust me, he'll make sure that I wear it.
So let's dive into the brackets, Rhett, and right away. At 106, we get to talk about one of those Central Cabarrus boys.
Yep, we do.
And this is a big reason. I think this is the
reason they win a state title.
Yeah, this is
the reason right here, because I believe going into the finals, if I'm not mistaken, Piedmont had the lead.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Based on what I had heard, that's what the case was as well. And just like at 2A 106, we have an all freshman state final at this bracket with Miller. Josh Miller from Northwood, which Northwood had a freshman state finals at this weight last year. Now he transferred out, but he was at Northwood then. But Charleston Baglio, I said this in the very first Title Contenders episode. I said, don't be surprised if you see Charleston Baglio on top of the podium at the end of the year. Yeah. And I had heard about how good this kid was. I knew he had some really good wins. It was just a matter of putting it together at the end. Really tight one with Zick Foose in the semis, but other than that, dominant.
Really tight one on Zick Foose. And I picked Zick Foose, and he looked great, man. He really did. He looked solid, but Baglio is on another level. Holds them off right there in the semis, and then Baglio gets the fall in the finals,
which is huge.
I really think that if you go back and break down the numbers, I think that Charleston getting that stick right there wins them a state title.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the Baglio boys won it for Central Cabarrus right there.
Yeah, and congratulations, Charleston. I've been talking about how skilled you are for a long time, and you proved it here. I thought that I wasn't there. Rhett was, but I think that Miller Cobble from Piedmont semifinal, definitely one that.
Yeah. Now I was at 3A, but
you were coaching.
I was there as a coach, so there were a lot of matches that I didn't get to see, which I'm fine with. I was making sure my guys were ready to go.
Yeah, you had to do your responsibilities.
So. And so I did get to watch a lot of wrestling, but there was a lot that I didn't get to see. But
11-9 score there. That's that seems like it's wild.
It's a big
wild.
And I think that's a big one for the team race there.
I mean, Cobble did his Noah Cobble here did his best to keep Piedmont in the title race as well with that win over Baisley from Charlotte Catholic. I mean, he handed him his first loss of the year and continued the semifinals and then finished 4th. So really good run by Cobble there. But the story is Charleston Baglio bringing home that freshman state title.
Yes, freshman state title. Only 2 losses on the year. He's somebody to look out for. I mean, Central Ferris isn't. I don't think they're gone yet.
No, they lose Masterson. But they still keep Jackson and both Baglios.
Yep.
So
and Marcus Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jackson Baglio.
Oh, sorry,
and Marcus Jackson. Yeah,
my bad.
No, but so Marcus Jackson and both Baglios back.
Yeah.
Gonna be pretty good.
Yes.
So speaking of Jackson Baglio, he goes 4 first period falls. His longest first fall was 1:30.
Yeah, against Charlie Sly, who is from Stuart Kramer, who is solid. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of things out of Charleston. I mean, out of Charlie Sly coming up. But man, Baglio's only a sophomore.
Yeah,
the first one's a freshman. The second one's a sophomore. We're just going to see Baglio.
Another brother state title tandem. Yeah. We talked about the Ross Bros winning. And then here they go, the Baglios back-to-back. Yeah. Congratulations to the Baglio family. And I said it a couple times. I think Jackson goes from being a guy to one of the guys, one of the premier guys in our state. He won that sophomore national title. Now he's dominating the state tournament.
I think so. But something I don't want to look over in this bracket is, Lazaro Vasquez from North Henderson, senior, makes it to the semis. So Tech fall in the first, man, looked great. He really did. Then he, 12-5 over Davis.
Cooper Davis was tough.
I'd pick Oronsky out of this side. Right. I did. Comes out Tech fall, but who I did not see coming out of here was freshman Trevor Freeman. Man, he punched his ticket all the way to the finals. Fall 7-3 victory over Laz, who really, I mean, I think we had talked about it off air a few times that I thought that Laz was the only person that gave Baglio a run this year.
You know where you can find Trevor Freeman? On my freshman big board at southeastwrestling.com. I heard this kid was really good, and he proved it running through this bracket, kept beating Laz, like you said. So, and he's only a freshman. Yeah. We talked about it all the way back to the 1A part of the show, that there's a big youth movement in our state right now. And I think a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores are doing really well, like Jackson Baglio, just a sophomore, Trevor Freeman, just a freshman, Charleston Baglio, just a freshman. All those guys we're talking about right now are young kids, right? And Charlie Sly, he's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Right. He took third here with the fall over Vasquez in the fourth place match. He was someone who his dad said he likes being the dark horse. I don't think he's going to be a dark horse anymore with that finish. So, and then the Cooper Davis.
I mean, and Sly coming down here, like we said, sticks Vasquez.
Yeah. I
for third.
Impressive. And another kid to watch out for is that Cooper Davis kid that you mentioned that Vasquez beat 12-5. Yeah. He's a really tough freshman. So this freshman movement. But shout out to Trevor Freeman for
only 2 seniors leaving this bracket.
Yeah, state title run, and Baglio getting the 4 falls for the team.
I really mean it. I think that the Baglios won it for Central Bears there. And so we're going to bump up to 120 here.
Now, I think I saw this, that Hernandez and Elijah Boyd are drill partners at School Hard Knocks.
And I can tell because Isaiah Morrison out of Inca, sophomore. I think he's got a bright future. Yeah, I really do. And, like I said, I'm not going to pick against Minka guys, right? But Aldo Hernandez is an absolute monster.
Oh, yes. Just a
Dude,
sophomore.
Picked people apart all weekend.
So far,
all day. Sorry,
yeah.
all day.
So far, Rhett, we have 3 brackets, right?
Yeah.
Freshman state champ, sophomore state champ, sophomore state champ. So
Future's here.
Just picking people apart, like you say, goes Tech Fall, major decision, and then 5-3 over Jake Cobble in the final. So Jake Cobble goes 4th, second for his career, ends his career there. Looks just really good on his path to the finals with a major or fall and a 7-3 decision over Linzinski, Haney Linzinski, his first loss. Shout out, though, down at the bottom, too, to Joey Briciano from Southeast Guilford, the two-time state placer now as just a sophomore again.
Yep.
And then another sophomore, right? And so 3 out of the 4 placers here, just sophomores. Henry Pertilla from North Henderson.
Yep.
Just a close 2-0 decision. I said that was one of the best first-round matches with Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez finished 4th last year at the state tournament, and then he has a tiebreaker decision here with Jimenez Pearson in the course of 2 close ones. Then he loses to the eventual champ, but he wins a 2-0-1 over Briciano for 3rd. So 3rd place for the sophomore from North Henderson. He with Laz and Tristan, Laz and Tristan graduating, it's his team now, I guess they would say.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see Aldo Hernandez.
Someone I think we need to look out for here. I mean, he ran into a tough first-round matchup here with Jake Cobble. But Matt Courageous, man, he's going to be a stud. Only a sophomore. Again, this weight, only 1, 2, 3 seniors lead this weight.
Yeah, and
4.
Aldo Hernandez is someone I saw a lot of off-season results. I know he's been wrestling everywhere. And obviously working with Elijah Boyd, too. Just
you could tell, man. I mean,
I heard this from someone else.
Looking at
someone other than Rhett told me that he was the most impressive guy that they saw.
Seriously, I think we're looking at a 3-timer right there.
Well, here's the thing, though, is this is where it's going to be interesting. Ford and Cata coming up to 3A.
Oof.
You got Montesperto, you got Braden, you got Brock Carey, you got Hunter Clark. All these kids from 2A coming up to 3A.
I think 3A will be the toughest classification.
It's going to be fire next year.
Yeah. So congrats to you, Aldo Hernandez. Man, you impressed during that tournament. Seriously, it was awesome. Bumping up to 126 here. Man.
Now we got to talk about straight to that quarter. The Cottingham over Jackson quarter, sudden victory. When you texted me this, I'm not going to lie, I had like a 30-second pout section because I was obviously rooting for our Central Cabarrus guys, but
Marcus Jackson, he's such a good kid, such an awesome kid. I got to talk to him. I got to talk to his dad. They watched the show. I got a little bit of grief for
give him as much
for not taking the boys at Central Cabarrus, and also going with Tripp all season. But man, Marcus Jackson looked impressive that first match. Against Cody Rutherford. But man, Chance Cottingham.
Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it a few times. His attitude of I'll wrestle anybody anyway pays off here as he gets the huge win over Jackson.
Yeah, and a little bit of controversy with the call. A takedown late to put it into it, I believe. We'll look at it here. It's just it was tough. Tough to see it going into overtime, and Cottingham pulls it off, but I think this is, if not one or I'd say the biggest, if not one of the biggest, knee wrestlebacks.
Yeah. I mean,
Marcus Jackson comes back and takes 3rd in a normal season here.
Or at least it's in him and Williams from Grays Creek. Williams
I would still say
really good too.
He is, but I'd still say the Marcus Jackson comes back and takes 3rd there.
Yeah.
It stinks, but it's how it was this year. Congrats to Chance Cottingham. I do not want to take anything away from him. Senior Russell, great. The kid's a stud. I mean, he's an animal. Seriously, no disrespect to Cottingham, his team. Man, he wrestled great. He wrestled the match he had to wrestle against Jackson. It stunk we didn't get to see Jackson Collins.
Yeah, I wanted to see the Jackson Collins rematch.
Round
pretty
3.
bad.
But with that being said, we're rolling up to the top. I was right. You were wrong.
Yeah. Well,
I get to say it.
who won the team title?
You're right. But my pick here, Trip Collins out of Piedmont, senior state champ.
Yeah, 3-time state champ.
3-time state champ. If you haven't checked out his interview on our page, go check it out. We were lucky enough to talk to him. I
Rec got a chance
kind of chased him down a little bit. Man, it's awesome. His story is a really cool one. I'm excited to see where he ends up next year.
Me too.
He's got it narrowed down to 2.
I saw App tweeted about him as an incoming freshman.
Yeah, I don't know if he's announced it yet. I know that he had talked, and I know he was talking to Coach Sewell afterward from UMO, and he told me in his interview right after the tournament that he had narrowed it down to UMO, University of Mount Olive, and App State. Said that his dream was dressed for App State, but UMO was kind of throwing some,
they're putting their name in that.
Yeah, they're putting their name in the hat and putting some pressure on them. And so I think Trip, if you made your decision, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Frank,
yeah, we'd love to know. We'd love to follow up on that. But man, Collins looked solid in that finals match, 14-4. He controlled it.
Look at 14, he goes,
dude, there was
14-9 and a major decision there.
The bit that I have from his finals match that we have on our page, there was a scramble there. Kid that Cottingham got in on a shot, and Collins scrambled out of it and somehow ends up like kicking out, turning back in, straight into the leg. And behind me, I hear people go, "This kid's a freaking magician!"
Yeah.
Like about Collins, man, he really is. Like it was awesome. I don't think he was in danger at all this whole tournament. Dominated. It was impressive, So congrats to you, Trip. Thanks for proving me right. It was awesome and really fast. Ryan was at the 2A tournament. Of course, I was here at 3A. Thanks for everybody who came up and, said they liked the show, said you guys listen. It was awesome. The amount of people that came up, I think it was shocking for both of us.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that for sure.
I knew that we'd have a few because from at regionals, we had a few come up and say, hey, show's awesome.
Yeah.
But man, it means a lot that you guys are, enjoy the stuff we're doing, enjoy the show. And it was really cool seeing Collins, and I think it was his dad come up and say, hey, like, thanks, I'll publicly say like, thanks for picking him, thanks for sticking with us. And it was pretty cool. But big shout out to you, Trip.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Awesome. And congratulations, Chance, on an awesome tournament as well.
And don't worry, Marcus Jackson will be back.
Yeah.
Hey, that first round win.
Looked solid.
And that first round win, big for the team race, though.
Yes.
Without that,
yes,
they don't have the team.
And I think this is another tough one though. That if we had Russellbacks, I think Central Bears runs away with it. Yeah. I think Marcus Jackson comes back and takes their. I think they run it. Yeah. But you also, that's tough to say because Piedmont could come back and do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so could Union Pines. Union Pines was only, I think they had 62 points.
Yeah, they're not far back.
So they're not far back, but it was awesome. I missed the Russellbacks aspect, but congrats to you, Trip. We're going to go up to 132 here.
Man.
This was fun.
Will Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah. Monster.
There's a reason they picked him for MOW.
Yes.
Because he went fall 23 seconds, tech fall 33 seconds, and then another tech fall.
I don't even know if he got scored on.
He didn't.
I don't think he did.
No.
Yeah.
He did not. Man.
Monster.
That's impressive. I don't know if there was more impressive performance across the whole state.
It was weird. It was weird though.
Good ones, but
to not see a Central Bear singlet, to not see a Piedmont singlet, to not see, a Union Pines singlet in the final. Like it was just, we had Clark from Union Pines in the semis. But man, this is a free for all weight that Will was completely a level above everyone else.
Yeah,
there's levels to this, And Will, he is a complete monster.
Honestly,
ends his career.
I thought the Stephen Cotton match was going to be way closer.
Yeah.
Way closer. That was my opinion. And shout out to Caldwell from Statesville coming through and making the finals on the other side.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, he looked great. Man, athletic. I thought that Massengill and Clark match up there at the top was a fun one to watch. It was tight 4-2. But yeah, man, Lewis next topic.
Patient.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. I mean, he's a monster. Ends his career there. State champ. Yeah, 2-time unscored on senior year state champ. Bumping up to 138 here. Man, Rex Howard, one of my favorites to watch in the state. So much fun.
So dominant, man.
So dominant.
Only get 2 points.
Yeah.
12-0 major decision, 6-0, 7-2, and a major decision, 13-0. Man, there's not much else to say about this bracket. I feel like other than like Rex Howard just kind of dominant.
I feel like it was Rex Howard next topic in this whole.
And we kind of said that going into it.
We did.
Right?
We did.
I think it's kind of the Jacob Bennett kid did a good job making the finals on the other side, especially with that huge 8-6 win over Kallenberg, who we were kind of looking at as this other finalist on the other side. So Wes Carteret with Jacob Bennett doing a great job there.
Yep. Going up to 145 here, which was a fun one.
Yeah, so Hunter Campbell at the top, making the finals. He finishes his career 5-3-4-2. So no state title, but 4-time state placer. And then he in the semis, he gets that quick fall over Locklear of Piedmont.
Man, Russell's Hill really well. From North Henderson, local kid up here, who is dangerous. Kid,
super dangerous. I feel like if he would have been in a different spot in the bracket, he might have. Yeah,
and Locklear over Foster there in the quarters. Foster looked great first round, beating I think it was Smith Breeden from Orange. Ends his career, man. Locklear is he's so long, man. He's a tough kid to wrestle, tough kid to score on. Wrestled great, of course. Wish we'd have pulled that off, but Locklear gets it some big team points right there. And man, the guy that I want to talk about from this bracket, we talked about the other Courageous, Zach Courageous out of Stuart Kramer. Dude, he is an animal. I watched him wrestle at regionals and said, like, this kid's solid, thought that he could win a state title from watching him there. But I did not see him coming out and dominating the way he did.
His only close match was that semifinal 12-8 sudden victory over Staub of Cape Fear, who was an Alabama state placer. Both guys are juniors, so they'll be back. But Courageous, man, we talked about it off air right after the regional tournament. Man, Courageous is going to win a state title this year or next week, or we're like, he's right there.
On fire.
On the thick of things. He just looks so good at the regional tournament. And, man, I think I'm excited that he's only a junior because we get to see him.
I get to see him again. Yeah, man, he's so good. He was super impressive. Like, I can't say it enough. He was super, super impressive. I was excited to watch him, and great kid. Respectful. Dude, awesome final. Pin there in the finals.
Stuart Kramer really coming on with him, his brother Sly.
Yeah, they're gonna be something to watch. I mean, I saw that last year in the whenever we wrestled. So Inca wrestled them in the state duels last year, and they had some good kids last year. I mean, I thought that we were going to beat them a little more handily than we did. And I mean, it's showing right now, they've got solid kids. Going up to 152 here. I really think that this was the most
this was the best
bracket to watch
at 3.
And it kind of shook out how we thought it would.
A little bit. I thought Harris was going to come through the top, but we kind of.
I did. Well, yeah. I mean it. I meant that it shook out the way we thought it would to the semis. Masterson and Faison down there in the bottom. I did not think that Faison was going to beat Masterson that bad. He beat him 9-1 and controlled that whole match.
I obviously didn't see the bout, but I was surprised because I obviously picked Masterson.
Controlled the whole match and looked great.
I know people have been on me about I'm a little sleeperish on Faison to begin with. And he proved it, man. He looked really dominant the whole tournament. Yeah. I picked Masterson to win, obviously.
Yep.
He finished just in third with that win over Harris. What a good top 4 right here, right?
Yeah, it is. And man, Harris and Williams he was solid.
From what you were telling me.
He was impressive. I mean, strong, athletic kid, wrestled well in tough positions, and just kept on finding the cradle, kept on kind of locking it up, scoring there, getting a few swipes, and just, I mean, ended up just out wrestling us there. 12-6, goes on to the finals. And but man, Faison is the real deal. He is solid. Where's he going?
I'm not 100% sure. I know his brother's at NC State.
Yeah.
I think he committed somewhere, but I'll have to go back and check.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna throw it out
Yeah,
there.
I don't want to say, yeah.
I'm
And then Masterson getting the win here, over Harris, 3rd and 4th. Masterson he wrestled a tough, smart match there, in the Conti finals.
Yeah,
I mean, just wrestled it tough.
Getting points for that team title.
Yeah, it really was. So up to 160 here. This one's tough for me because as a fan, we had the finals and semis. And I know I'm biased. I know I am.
And not to take anything away from Alexander Gunning at Chapel Hill, who looked really good in that big win over Del Rio.
Yes.
3-2 in the finals.
Yeah, no disrespect to you.
So that 3-2 win over Del Rio is not something I kind of was going to pick per se.
Right.
But I do think.
And a big pin over John Lewis out of Piedmont.
I think that Torres Boast one was the one semi that should have been a final in the 3A. But Boast, from what you said,
Boast is as advertised.
Yeah, Boast is everything.
A monster.
Appalachian State,
yes,
getting a really good one. Well, I'm excited to see what he looks like when he gets with Ian Miller and William Fermato.
100%. But man, he could get the legs, and controlled kids on top. It was tough to hold down. Man, he was solid all around, all day. Watching him was fun. It was tough watching him in the semis there. You know, it wasn't as fun, but you know, you got to kind of just respect it whenever you got a kid that's that good.
Yeah.
And Boast is solid. I mean, dark horse kid. So I mean, just going up to App State next year, following up, or Tristan Norris can be up there with them.
Yeah, I think they're already up there.
Class. Yeah, from what I understand, Tristan's already up there. I think Oren is too. They got camps this summer. You know, that I think they have the incoming guys come in and work and
just
get to know.
Used to the atmosphere.
I think so.
That's a good way to do it.
I think so. But man, Bose is as advertised. He is solid. Big fan. I cannot wait to see what he does at the next level. I mean, seriously, he is impressive.
It'll be a good one for John Mark.
I think so.
Tony Torres finished that career strong.
Yes, Tony Torres, my boy, finishing out with a win. Man, a lot of people don't give that as much credit as people should.
Yeah, it's hard to finish back
of coming out, having a dream crush there, and coming back, wrestling tough, and taking third and finishing out a career. Super proud of him. You know, seriously.
And shout out to Gunning from Chapel Hill.
Yes,
getting to the finals.
Yeah,
just a junior. So with
he'll be back.
Both being a senior and Torres and Del Rio all seniors, Gunning looks to be the favorite around this weight. Yeah, so I'm excited to see him next year.
But man, big upset up here though that we forgot to mention here. Page over Memphis Noggle. I really thought that Noggle was going to be here with Torres, but Page looked solid and gave Torres a run for his money there, 3-2.
Bike wrestling tough throughout the tournament.
Yep, they are. So we're going to go up to 170 here.
And they got two-time state champ, River Carroll. He looked dominant until the finals.
Yes.
And McCafferty and him, I heard this was the best match of the finals. This is what somebody messaged me and said.
It was.
That's the best match of the finals.
It was. It was solid. It was exciting. And if anyone was in the building, I think the River Carroll's nickname's Rooster or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's all we heard from the West Carteret side of the bleachers there. But man, he pulled it out. McCafferty wrestled tough all tournament.
Yeah.
Only person that really touched him until Carroll was German.
Yeah.
German, whichever one that is. But Tech fall in the semis, going all the way to going to the finals, and Carroll he pulled it out.
Yeah, McCafferty only a junior for Union Pine, so he'll be back. That Lambeth over Arts corridor. I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but I kind of hinted to you that was some trouble off air.
Yeah.
that are even on there, I think. Like I was like, we
Yeah.
need to pay attention to that one.
Man, love Luke Arts. He's up at the Naval Academy now. He's at
Yeah,
Annapolis. He
already gone,
reported. Yep. Super proud of him. And I know we're kind of jumping ahead for 4A, but you know, him and Richard Trainer.
Yeah.
You know, and also I think it was Berger from Franklin. There's just some guys that we know are going and serving the military after their high school career. Massive shout out to you guys. Thank you for your to your future service. You know, for Luke and for Trainer there, you know, to go and wrestle at, you know, the academies at West Point, at the Naval Academy. Man, that is something to be proud of. I know that they won't be seeing this for a while.
Yeah, we'll see that.
Yeah, you know, they're going through some struggles right now in their first few weeks at the academies. But you know, massive shout out to you guys. Man, Lambeth just looks solid. You know, Luke kind of just, like I said, Arts is dangerous in every position, but also by saying that, he put himself in a lot of danger. One of the most exciting kids to watch, but also just tough to watch sometimes, just because, you know, he goes for big moves.
Yeah.
You know, he goes for broke.
I think I said it to you. I'm not sure if it was on air or off air where I said he's super dangerous.
Yeah.
But he's the most dangerous person to himself, too.
Yeah, he can be. And it was exciting. Great 17-0 tech in the first round. And Lambeth just pulled it off there. But congrats to you, River Carroll.
Yeah, two-time state champ, heading to
two-time
VMI.
state champ, heading to VMI. Another kid going to
a service.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot there.
Yeah.
I apologize, River, man. Thank you to you for your service as well, going down to VMI. Going to be a cadet.
Yeah. I see him in the SoCon.
Yeah, that will be exciting. I'm excited to see that. So jumping up to 182 here.
Now, this bracket, man, I picked Weaver as a favorite, which that didn't work out for me because he didn't place.
Yeah.
I was kind of riding the D.H. Conley wave, and then I was pretty high on Andre Britt, too. St. Stephen's, he didn't place either.
Nope.
Based on his 3A West. Actually, the guy that beat him from A.L. Brown, Gavin Hartzell,
Yep.
wins this tournament.
Looks solid.
Didn't win a regional title, but he wins the state tournament.
Yep.
Looks really good. Beat Britt, and then he goes ahead and beats Cower.
Yeah.
And then he beats a really tough East Rowan's Trayvon Frost. So Hartzell winning this bracket.
Frost looks solid all day, man. He was a hammer. He really was. I mean, I think that him and Bose
probably go at it.
Yeah, must go at it. But man, Frost looked good.
This bracket kind of got turned upside down from everything I thought. I thought we were going to see a Britt Weaver semi. I thought we were going to see a Frost Patine from Union Pines semi, and Pike again with the upset there.
Yep.
And Patine losing in the quarters was a really tough break for Union Pines as far as team race goes. So this bracket kind of got turned all around from what I thought.
Gotta love it.
Shout out to those guys. And Hartzell only a junior, so he'll be back again next year. And Cower from Cox Mill, that was the third place for him, only a sophomore.
Yeah.
So.
And Will Akers over here from North Lauderdale,
a freshman.
Only a freshman there. So
returning to state qualifier.
Yeah, there we go. Now bumping up to 195.
Yeah. 195.
Exciting one.
Jalen Bullock ends up winning it over Colby Maxwell. He looks good the whole tournament, it looks like, as far as bonus points are concerned. I wasn't there, so it's it. But the match I was dialed into even before the finals was the Max Steele, Colby Maxwell semi, man. That Maxwell was a returning runner-up. Steele is the originator of wanting that smoke.
Yep.
And had some huge wins this year. So that one was won by Colby.
Mm-hmm.
Big win there. Steele goes
on to
get third.
Steele, I mean, dude, Steele is great. Like I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of that whole program. You know, Jed Cox down there, he's doing big things. He was actually up here in Hendersonville for 4th of July week. It was cool. I wish we could have got a hold of him and got him on, but man, it was an exciting bracket, an exciting day. You know, I've been working with Colby for a few years now. And I'm going to be a little biased here. We got to do something. And we saw it in the Trip Collins and Marcus Jackson match.
Yeah.
We have to do something about whenever someone gets in on a shot and there's imminent score and you see the whirly bird. You see the injury time come up.
Whether they're legitimately injured or not, that's not what we're getting into.
No, yeah, I will never say that a kid is not, or that someone should not get injury time. If someone's hurt, or if because we got to be real here. These are kids. Some of them are 18 in this tournament. Some of them are already graduated, whatever.
Yeah.
But these are kids. Okay, so if they're saying they're hurt, we have to believe them, and the match needs to stop and make sure they receive medical attention. Okay, so I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we need to get rid of the injury time or call injury time or anything like that. Okay, that's ridiculous. What I'm saying is, if there is an imminent score about to happen,
I 100% agree with you.
There needs to be some kind of reward given to the other wrestler of some kind. I don't know if it needs to be one immediate point. I know we have it for if you're on your back and
call injuries.
Yeah, call injury time off your back.
No, but I mean, it was almost the exact same situation between. You showed me the video of Maxwell Bullock and Trip Collins and Marcus Jackson. In both situations, Maxwell and Jackson were in deep.
Yeah.
And it looked like you said the word imminent score. It looked like there was no way they were going to score.
Yeah.
And the injury time started. I think you're right, man. We got to do something to where that doesn't, because in the Maxwell Bullock situation, there was a very short time left.
Yeah.
Very short time.
Like under 20 seconds. I don't know the exact.
You go from about score to having be back up on your feet. That completely changes the dynamic of the match. So I think we got, as a sport, got to look at that and see
something's got to be done.
Something's got to be done.
Or refs need to
let the sequence finish.
Either. See, I wouldn't even go as far as that because
then I don't want to injure someone more.
Exactly. I don't want to go out and risk a kid not calling injury time or calling injury time and not getting it when he's hurt and risking the injury further, to be worse. But what I will say is that if there is a rule that I'm not aware of, it needs to be implemented more by referees. That if we have, especially in the state finals here. Yeah. Okay. And I know I'm biased, but I mean, I really think that it costs Marcus Jackson the match of Trip Collins there at regionals. Yeah. It definitely cost a state championship here. I mean, I'm not saying that Bullock doesn't get out and or a reversal, whatever. But something's got to be done.
It's tough post.
I will say congratulations, you Bullock got a fight. Jaylene Bullock got a fight, finishing out the season 32-0. Senior state champ right there. Congrats to you. Congrats, Max Steele, ending your high school career, taking third, ending on a win. Again, I can't say how awesome that is for kids. You can look back in your last high school match, you ended on a win. So we're going up 220 here. Man, Tristan Norris is an absolute monster. 3 major decisions and a fall. Monster.
I think we're ready to see this kid at state.
I can't wait. My only question is, where does he go? Does he go heavy or 197?
I'm thinking 97.
Based on what? We'll see. I think we might see a red shirt maybe. I don't have anything behind the scenes. We don't have anything from Tristan here. But
yeah, we don't have any inside info on this one. And
we wouldn't put that stuff out. But man, there is one kid on this weight though. We talked about him.
Andrew Machiavello.
Yes. Mike Mock was in the building.
Yeah.
A weird scramble or weird situation. And he's wrestling Hurt from North Iredell, ends up being a state finalist. Who Elijah Hurt at North Iredell. Awesome athlete, man. Yeah. Great wrestler. Good. It's tough because Hurt's one of those kids, you look at him and you look at what he's done, and it's like, man, besides Norris, I don't know if there's anybody in the bracket that could beat him. But Machiavello was giving him a run. It was only 2-0.
Machiavello.
Yeah, but it was 2-0 Machiavello. Weird scramble. I feel like he Hurt kind of got into a sit-out position. I don't remember it exactly. But it looked like Machiavello's knee kind of popped. That's what I heard him say while he was, he had called, or the ref had stopped it. Mike Mock was in his corner, was cool. We had a little post, it's a family affair down there, Machiavello family. But I am excited for the future of Andrew Machiavello out of Sun Valley there.
He's just a junior, I think.
Yeah. So he is underclassman. He'll be coming back. I'm excited to see him. I really think it's his weight next year. It's gonna be exciting. Really fast with Machiavellos. Mike Mock is coming up here to West Henderson.
Yeah, give me the high school closest to you and I where we live.
Yeah, he'll be up here for a camp. So check it out. I think it's All American Sports Academy.
It is.
Check it out on their social media to be there for Mike Mock's his camp. Man, big fan of Mike Mock. Of course, he is North Carolina wrestling right now. He's the one that kind of turned it on through college, and then he's making waves up there on the national scene. Staying in Raleigh, he kind of almost went away, but staying in Raleigh, and his little brother's making noises, or he's making waves, and but this bracket
was Tristan
Norris's bracket. Man, Tristan dominated with fall major.
Can't wait till App State.
Man, I can't wait to see what he does. I can't wait to see him in an App State weight room. Taking the mat, man, it's gonna be exciting. I think he might be the most productive if we have come out of North Carolina after watching him at the state tournament, after watching him at regionals, watching his progression from last year through the season this year, and getting to see him top it off, finish his career, state champ. Man, congrats, Tristan.
North Henderson, bringing it home.
And up to 285 here. This was probably.
Let's just talk straight final here. Man.
I mean, no offense to anyone here.
I want to mention, I do like McAuliffe out of Southeast Guilford, who just went to the Naval Academy on a football visit. So super athletic kid.
Yeah. He and Cody Hardy are getting recruited for football by the Naval Academy.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. So they have a tiebreaker match in the semis. Really tough. Both come back, including Jameer, 3 juniors really right here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of wild that all 3 of the not looking back at Raspberry, he's a senior, but got that forfeit for 3rd, 4th. So the 3 top kids coming back.
Yep. They are. And also another kid coming back that I think some people are sleeping on for next year is AJ Richardson out of Kings Mountain. Only a sophomore.
Yeah, 3-0.
Tough match 3-0 with Cody Hardy. But man, let's go ahead and go to this finals match. This was the most hectic, 15 seconds ever. I might even been sure of that. Hardy pulls off the upset over Ferrier. I still think, I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm sorry, Jameer. I butcher everybody's name, but man, that was a fun finals. I mean, it was a heavyweight final. I mean, it was big boys rolling. I mean, no score, and then reversal for Jameer there in the second period, which we all kind of thought, man, okay, that's going to be it. We thought it was going to go 2-1, and Cody Hardy said, "Not today."
Gets that takedown.
Got the escape and takedown with 8 seconds left to win a state title over the favorite.
Reversing the result from the weekend before.
Yes. Yeah. Cody Hardy, man, he's out of Parkwood. Man, kid is put together. So, I mean, big kid. I think we're going to see him and Jameer in the finals again next year. We're going to have a rematch. They're going to run it back, and I cannot wait. That's going to be fun. Congrats to you, Cody Hardy, out of Parkwood. Man, 3A was exciting.
It was 3A was awesome.
3A was awesome,
especially the team title.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Congratulations to the whole Central Cabarrus crew. Team title. Can't say it enough. Proud of you guys.
Congratulations. I will give it to you. Like I said, I don't root against Central Cabarrus. It's not that I don't like them. It's not that that I hate them. It's nothing like that. It's not that I wish ill will upon them.
Yes, he does.
It's just I didn't want them to beat us.
Don't let him fool you.
Look, I talked to Josh Metcalf, one of the assistants there. Me and him wrestled together. We were training partners at high school. He ended up wrestling and playing football for UNC Pembroke. Good buddy of mine. But I talked to him. We caught up. He's helping out the big guys there. Look, Central Cabarrus is going to be on the map for a while.
Yeah,
great coaching staff. They have future with the Baglios and with Marcus Jackson coming back.
Crazy thing is Mount Pleasant and Central Cabarrus are very close geographically. They're like 10 minutes apart, 15 minutes apart. So a lot of dark horse kids, a lot of I think Levi Clutch's dad's the one told me like Bethel Vikings was the youth club they all started in, and then they moved on to the dark horse.
I mean, it shows you start young or you start with the club team. Guys, if you want to win, you have to wrestle. You have to find a club.
Yeah,
you got to find a club nowadays. Like you have to now. And there's no excuse to. I mean, this summer we're going to try and get around and see some of the different clubs, some of the different facilities, stuff like that. But there's one everywhere. There's one driving distance. You may go walk into that room and get beat up. You may walk into a dark horse room right now and get beat up. You may go to combat and get beat up, but you're going to get better. That's how you get better. I mean, you talk to any of these guys, you talk to Landon Ford when he was a freshman, he was getting beat up in rooms, I bet. And so it's just, it is what it is. You got to go get better. You got to find ways to get better. But let's have the 4A now.
Yeah, buddy.
It was a fun one. Let's do it.
All right, so it's 4A time, our largest classification here in North Carolina.
The biggest question of the whole state tournament.
This is another one of, I wish we were in the Coliseum. I knew this was going to be a wild team race. From the get-go, we kind of talked about it. Our very first episode, that was kind of like our first topic of our first episode. And I'll tell you, Rhett, last year I was like, Laney's going to win the tournament. In 2020, I said, Laney's going to win. That's what I'm picking. This year, I say, oh, Huff's going to win, right? I should flip-flop those because Laney comes away with the team title this year, gets it done, takes it back to the East Coast, brings it. They
holds off Cardinal Gibbons, Huff, Northwest Guilford, and Lake Norman.
Cardinal Gibbons is one that I wasn't really sure they'd be finishing that high. Now, I know they were in the thick of things last year, and here they are again, but I thought we would see more of a Huff Mooresville. Mooresville didn't have the tournament I don't think they were hoping for.
No, I think Russellback's hurt them there.
But
man, Lake Norman wrestled great. Northwest Guilford wrestled great. Huff wrestled great. Huff had I think their 145 and their heavyweight really changed the tide for them on being in contention for a state title.
The two weights there.
Yeah. But Russellbacks really hurt them there.
Yeah.
Because I think that both those kids can come back.
I'm not sure if they catch Laney, though.
I don't know if they catch Laney. I don't know. But I definitely think it's a lot closer than 100 to 74. And I think that Lake Norman's in the same boat of, I think it's closer than 70. It's just what it is. But
let's run down some brackets. We talked about the disaster earlier in the episode. Of the 4A, 1A together, the Athletic Association.
It was ridiculous.
Put on administrators.
Absolutely ridiculous. It's just and no hate yet again to Glenn High School.
No, they did the best with the hand they were
y'all. You guys were handed a losing hand. That was just, you guys were screwed from the get-go. But it had to be tough for 4A too. It sucks for 1A that they had to get up and leave. And again, shout out to you guys who are charter, awesome way to step up, and handle it. But man, 4A had to deal with all that crap too. 4A had to deal with, I saw a video of it of people. You could kids couldn't warm up. You could barely sit down. Everyone was standing everywhere. Kids looking for their parents that are stuck outside and they're about to wrestle. Some kids were stuck outside,
wondering if they were going to make it back in time for their match because the fire marshals then shut it down.
And it's one of those things. It's just it should have never been anywhere near that.
Our athletic association.
Yes,
disappointing.
But look, seriously, 4A guys, way to push through that.
Way to persevere.
Yeah, way to persevere.
And you produced some awesome matches. Frank was telling us how great the wrestling was that was going on, sending us updates. Like we kind of talked about in our previous pieces here is Red was dialed in 3A, I was dialed in 2A, and we didn't have a whole idea of what was going on in the other other classifications, minus the group message that Frank and Rhett and I have, where we would send a thing here or there. But other than that, we had no idea what was going on in the other classifications. So I appreciate Frank kind of giving us little tidbits here and there.
Yeah, I mean, it just
happening.
Again, I mean, I know it's the last classification. I know we've said it for all the other ones, but it sucked that we were not in the Coliseum.
Yeah,
that we were not all together. That these kids got cheated like that. It just is what it is. But let's get into 4A here. 106. Let's start it off.
Yeah, buddy.
Cam Stinson
with 4 falls. I mean,
freshman with 4 falls, freshman state champ, 33-0.
Did we expect any different?
No,
I didn't.
Monster.
I mean, we talked about it. We're like almost next topicing this weight because we just were like, Cam Stinson is better than everybody right now at this weight, and he finishes his freshman year undefeated here.
Yes,
33-0.
I mean,
started something special.
Yeah, no joke.
His leg attacks look really great. I feel like he's really tough on top as well. At least as far as he showed in this tournament. And man, sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah, it is.
The sky is the limit.
It is. And starts his path to hopefully history and 4-timer.
And
a 4A 4-timer, which I mean that's a big thing.
And thanks for Frank, man. Frank is the first person to let me know about Cam Stinson over a year ago at this time. So he said, watch out for this kid, and he proved it, man. He proved it.
Fall
over his senior
freshman
Joseph Furnace.
State champ out of Mallard Creek High School, 33-0. Congrats to you, Cam. That's big.
That's huge, man. I really think sky's the limit for Cam Stinson.
Here we go, 113.
Man, we picked this one too.
We did.
We actually got a couple right here, right? We'll pat ourselves in the back a little bit. Matthew Rowland, I'm telling you, don't shoot on him if you're not taking a good shot. He'll make you pay. I've said that for a while. Honestly, this is called off-season wrestling pays off right here. He wrestled everywhere in the COVID off-season and just kind of kept it rolling and ended up here really dominant, going fall 6-0 over Gundry, who's someone we talked about. We're like, this kid right here, he gave fits to.
Let's talk about Gundry's path, though.
Yeah, the Pendergrass match, right? That quarter.
Pendergrass, sudden victory, 11-9, so overtime win there. Man, whew. And then he has Noah Murray, freshman out of Lake Norman.
Yep. Really tough freshman.
But I think he's a kid that sky's the limit there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, ends up taking third.
Frank was saying, if once this kid kind of develops a little bit more as far as getting some physical tools,
no doubt,
he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's already is, but Gundry knocking him off 11-3 and then just rolling into Matthew Rowland here, to Matt Rowland from Pinecrest, a school that we've talked about a lot.
Yep.
For the right reasons. They do things the right way, and Rowland finished it off 33-0, junior year, state champ.
Crazy. State champ, junior year, coming back the next year.
In a tough weight, too. But I do think this is a weight that, again, wrestlebacks.
Yeah, I know.
Wrestlebacks, man.
I especially would like to see Pendergrass wrestleback.
Yeah.
Just because, he was 11-9 there with Gundry, who made the finals. Murray over Breen for third, fourth, winning the rematch of the regional finals there.
That's a big one right there. So congrats to you rolling out of Pinecrest, man. State champ. That's awesome.
And this was
4A,
probably
120.
Yeah, I talked about this match a good bit a few times where I really was excited to see Noah Luna and Mark Samuel, just because I feel like both guys are really good.
Yeah.
And I said it, I think Samuel and Luna's style is very similar. So I felt like Samuel was just a little bit better at the things that they both do. So Samuel kind of proves me right there and comes out on top.
Yeah.
Now a 2-time state champ. He was undefeated the past 2 years too. Hasn't lost since his freshman year. Got 6 as a freshman, so 6 first. for the man out of Laney, who kind of leading the charge for the Laney team here and bringing them that team title. Luke Kuntz had a great season. Only loss is in that semifinal to Luna. I would have loved to see that semifinal between Luna and Kuntz. Luna really tough on top, so I wonder if that came into play.
3-0. Man, I mean, but dude, Mark Samuel,
really
monster.
Good. Really good.
Monster out of the legendary 4A program of Laney. You know, and I really think this is a big component of how they won that state title is
continue to roll there.
Samuel here. I think that's a big bracket, but we're gonna go 126. I think we called this one right too.
I think honestly, I kind of leaned towards Klein because of his win over Fagerman, but Fagerman comes back on the rebound, took that loss at the regional finals, but then he goes tech fall and then a fall over Hunter Jones, which I wouldn't expect a fall. I was
big time.
I was kind of thinking we'd see a little tighter match than that, and then he goes 9-2 over Bodekor from Laney, who don't overlook that as Fogelman. Some people were trying to say Fogelman was the favorite of this way. I said it was Klein or Fagerman.
Man,
but Fogelman Bodekor beats
Bodekor beating Brody Neal out of Lake Norman first round.
So he goes beating Brody Neal, then he beats Fogelman in the quarters. That's huge points for Laney right there.
It is. Especially that head-to-head right there with Lake Norman.
Yes, so huge points for Lake Norman. Bodekor only a sophomore, so coming back there in this bracket. Fagerman only a sophomore as well. Fagerman is runner-up as a freshman, then champ as a sophomore. He's kind of starting himself following in the footsteps of his mentor /
workout
teammate
partner,
Richard Trainer. Even though Richard finished third as a freshman, so kind of Fagerman ahead of him on pace there.
There you go.
Placings go. But congratulations to Brant Fagerman bringing that home. Klein, even though he loses in the semis there to Barnett,
wins a tight 3-2 match over Bodekor from Laney.
So obviously Fagerman will be back.
Yeah.
And then Bodekor will be back as well. So two of the place winners here.
Up to 132. I mean, I think we all said it.
James Joplin doing
next
James
topic.
Joplin things, right? Like
exactly. Very impressive. I was surprised he didn't pin his way through.
Yeah, he bonused his way through last year, but Tracy is tough. He's a kid. You remember on our first couple episodes, we talked about NHSCAs, and he's up a couple weights. He was a freshman state runner-up last year at 106 at 3A. And so he bumped up to 138, 132 and kind of struggled a little bit. But then he's kind of found his groove. His only loss on the year, once again, this is 2 years in a row, has gone undefeated to the state finals and lost. So, man, that's tough pill to swallow. Only having 2 high school losses and both of them being the state finals. So far, 2-2 the finishes for Tyler Tracy. He bonused his way to the finals before running into Joplin. Yeah, but so he's got to,
like you said, Joplin's going to Joplin. He's going to do Joplin things, heading off to NC State. Monster.
This quarter right here between Kristen Hasty and Jaden Harrison. I wasn't expecting Hasty, the sophomore out of Porter Ridge, to beat Harrison there. I thought Jaden Harrison would score more points for Laney at that point. So that one was kind of surprising in the bracket. And then I do have to point out after that top round 1 matchup, I called Riley Merchant over Tobias Finn.
Yeah.
That did not happen, but it was super tight, 8-7. I told everybody to watch that one. And then Finn actually gets beat in the next round by Heritage John Helmers, excuse me. And so it goes down there.
Runs into the buzzsaw.
Yeah, runs into James
Joplin.
NC State future wrestler there. He probably is there already based on how late our season ended. It seems like all the guys are heading off to their colleges of choice. So, Tracy should be a favorite at whatever weight.
Yeah, whatever way he goes next
year. Because, he's put it together.
Only 2 losses.
State finals losses to Marcus Jackson and James Joplin so far. So.
Which are two solid names
Yeah.
to say your two
Not to-
losses or your only two losses or two. So going up to 138 here.
I said this earlier about the watch list with Tristan Adams. Thank you, Tristan, for making me look kind of smart. And Drew Pepin, thanks for also doing that. I picked you two to be guys from your classification that did not qualify from the year before.
Yeah.
But you will make noise this year and place very high. I think if you polled the public, I think a lot of people would have said that about Drew Pepin, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not the only one.
We got a lot of people voting him for
everybody kind of knew
and
based on the season he had. He just got squeezed out of the lineup by Edwards and Joplin, two state
and
champs.
this year he's just in the he was just in a tough bracket with probably
gives Richard Trainer the tightest match he's probably had all year, though. An 8-4 battle there. Trainer bonusing his way through besides that. And so, but Pepin comes through. The biggest quarter was Pepin versus Freeze. So now 2 state runner-ups because Pepin making the finals. Freeze, state runner-up as a freshman. 2
Wrestlebacks. That's so tough to watch right there, man.
Yeah, it's tough to see a state runner-up go down and not get the chance to wrestle back. The same thing up top with Noah Thomas. I think that kid's really a Laney kid. Laney had a couple of kids lose.
Sophomore right there.
Like Laney had a couple kids lose in the quarters. I think could have wrestled back and scored them more points. So I'm not sure. I haven't looked through how many upperclassmen, underclassmen they have, but it seems like most of their guys are underclassmen so far. So they could be the favorite going into next year.
It could be, but Rich Trainer, like I said earlier, he's already off to West Point.
Yeah,
ran into the Huff team at a gas station after the state tournament, and
they let you know about that Ford duel.
Yeah, that was fun. But what was pretty cool is that not cool. I mean, it's tough, but Trainer, he left after the state tournament.
Yeah, they had
to head to West Point.
I didn't realize this because Frank had to leave a little early from the finals. Apparently, they had to adjust the starting weight of the finals because Richard had to go. He was ready. And that was one of the downsides of our state tournament being bumped back so late. All of our kids have been graduated for like a month or at least a couple weeks. And he was supposed to be up at West Point.
Yeah.
And he had to go. So he literally left, I guess, from the state tournament to
headed up to West Point. And so, hey, congrats to you, Rich Trainer. We know that you won't see this for a while. You're doing big things at West Point. We can't wait to see what you do there and to follow your career at the next level.
Yeah, think really highly of you.
Go up to 145 here.
Now this was my favorite way to foray. I don't know, this and 160. We talked about this in the state preview show. These quarters. I mean, you have Eli Murray versus a Torrey Moore quarter. You had a Johnson versus Buck quarter, and Buck beating Woodburn there. Figueroa, Edwards. And then
called it Lumberton.
Yeah, you did call it. Woodburn state.
Nothing against you, Woodburn.
Woodburn, he's only had 2 losses at the state tournament, only to Richard Trainer. Yeah. And here he goes down to freshman Jackson Buck.
My question was just that 5-2 record.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was hurt or if he was banged up, what it was. But Buck came to wrestle, and then ran into a tough one from Laney.
Yeah.
Jackson Buck's only a freshman there. But I think I'd heard that he got put in a tough situation from Johnson and just got stuck, and that's what stinks about no wrestlebacks. Again, I know I've said it over and over and over again, but no wrestlebacks.
This bracket is like the optimum of how many could you imagine? Like we could have had the place match between Eli Murray and Jackson Buck. 2 outstanding freshmen. Here we are again, Rhett, the youth movement of North Carolina.
Yeah.
2 outstanding freshmen. We could have had them wrestling in the Concy quarters.
Yeah.
2 place. That would have been an awesome match.
Yep.
But so as you were saying, Johnson over Buck after Buck beats Woodburn first round. Probably the biggest first round match of maybe any weight, any classification. Just based on the implications, right? As far as how good Woodburn is and his accomplishments, and then Buck, this superstar freshman. And then Eli Murray up top, 1-point match with Torrey Moore.
Ends up making it all the way to the finals.
Yeah, 2 1-point matches in a row for Torrey.
Johnson, Adelante going pin. Connor Johnson Sr. there.
Yeah. So just
and
this
then
way
the man
so good.
But the one that kills me the most, and I think it's tough for Huff there.
Yeah, it's probably a tough pill to swallow, honestly.
Is Jun getting matched up with Riley Edwards, which a lot of people would consider that could have been the finals.
Yeah, honestly, I think you could probably re-wrestle this bracket today, and we get a whole bunch of different results.
Yes, I would say so.
Just because
loses to Riley Edwards 5-1.
Yeah. And then Edwards beats last year's state runner-up at 120,
Maxwell Keel,
who gets third here, so goes third, and he comes back next year.
Only wins that one 10-3, wins that one 10-3. Moore beats Johnson, a tight one 9-8, and then Edwards wins 4-3, which I kind of thought that Edwards was going to run away with a little bit more than that. But
Torrey's tough,
man. I believe he's going to Queens.
He is Queens, and Edwards is going to be with Tristan and Orrin Bose at Appalachian State.
Yep. And
Ian Miller and John Martin bringing him in.
I'm not sure if Figueiredo is going anywhere, if he's going to wrestle anywhere.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that one. But I'm excited for the future of this weight.
Yeah, Eli Murray and Jackson Buck.
Woodburn will return.
Jacob Woodburn.
And he'll be healthy.
Man, I don't think Maxwell Keel.
I'll be honest, I don't think he's 100% healthy here. Maxwell Keel, who's second and third, and so we got two state runner-ups coming back.
Yeah.
You got Jackson Buck, superstar freshman.
One of the
Eli Murray, superstar freshman, coming back. So this weight or the surrounding weights are going to be pretty fun here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Edwards though. He pushed Kobe early last year.
Yeah, he did.
So definitely had some tough people to beat in his way to win a state title. Well, this state title, one of the more impressive considering
I would say so.
He had to beat two state runners.
One of the most impressive.
He had to beat three state runner-ups in a row, technically, because of more being a state runner-up by making the final. So 3 state runner-ups in a row to win the bracket.
Yeah. Wow. Up to 152. Probably the most dominant state tournament performance ever.
Yeah.
By a freshman, by a sophomore, by a junior, by a senior. But Joe Seeley, High Point Central, Tech falls his way through the state tournament. Scores, 84, 85 points?
No, it
was way more than that.
It was like 107, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And someone said it was like the most ever by a wrestler in state tournament. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a stat tracked by that. I'll just trust whoever said that. Well, I have no reason not to. But yeah, he goes after it. I mean, look at these scores. He's got 29 points, 25 points, 29 points, 24 points, and just absolutely dominated everybody.
Yeah.
He's just on another level right now.
He is.
Obviously, and we knew that all year. We've been talking about it. I told you before we ever started this podcast, I was talking about him and Cage Williams to you.
Yeah.
And you wanted to see it a little more before, right? But now we both know.
Now there's no disputing it.
And he's 4A state champion, 152 as a freshman.
Yeah.
I know he's not going to Fargo, and everybody makes their choices, and that's fine. He doesn't have to go to Fargo.
I would have loved to see what he did there.
I would have loved to see what he did, but you know what? Joe Seeley went to cadet trials, and no one else went. So
exactly,
I think he
gets a pass.
Yeah, there. I would honestly, personally, I love Fargo, and I think everybody that can go should go, but cadet trials to me is like the king jewel. And
hopefully he'll be at Super 32.
Yeah, Super 32, and then back at.
I think he wins Super 32.
I want to see it. He's gonna be. I think. What did I message you that he is ranked 5th at his weight by Willie Saylor, and he's ranked 5th at his weight by Willie Saylor, and then 4th or 5th on the big board,
freshmen.
a national big board among freshmen across the country. So Joe Seeley,
monster,
and Landon Four said it a year ago that if Landon Four, 4-time state champ, North Carolina legend, at this point, said if Joe Seeley does what Landon Four thinks he's going to do, he's going to be the best ever from North Carolina. Period.
Yeah,
and that's obviously high praise from coming to him.
I think it's the same thing with Cage with Joe though. Is that I hope that they choose to stay home.
Yeah,
I hope they choose to stay in North Carolina.
There's going to be some schools that are going to
they're going to be knocking on their door. as tough as Joe is proved to be, not only in the state
but
nationally.
And I'm not talking about like we're not talking like for Virginia school or a private school within North Carolina. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the big guns, guys. We're talking about the Blair and the Wyoming seminaries. Those type of schools watch this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm 100% positive, and I have no inside information, zero. Rhett and I don't worry about that kind of stuff. We're not trying to be like get the scoop inside information guys. That's not us. Not us, and it's not where our objective is with this. We're the guys that want to sit here, talk wrestling, and promote the kids that are putting the hard work in. But I am 100% certain that Joe Seeley is going to be on the radar of those Blair, Wyoming Seminary, Malvern Prep, those types. Those types of schools that bring in a lot of kids from across the country. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, a lot of reasons why.
Right.
So
look, congrats to you, Joe Seeley, freshman,
state champ, and
tech fall to state champ, which I think is more impressive than pinning through a tournament.
Yeah, me too.
Crazy. Young weights. I mean,
I like Logan Hazley out of Cornholders.
Yeah,
mentioned third. There's a sophomore at 52, so that's impressive.
King McCall from Lumberton there. I mean,
yeah.
So there's potential, but Joe Seeley's in your weight right now. I don't know if anybody beats him.
The guy that was in the finals with him was a sophomore from Cary. So Cary had a nice tournament as well.
It's just one of those things. If you're in Seeley's weight, have fun.
Yeah.
Up to 160.
This is the other weight, man. Like 145, 164A were just so good.
Yeah.
The quarters, I mean, this we slept. How much did we sleep on
Luke Gooden?
Luke Gooden for one, but I'm thinking all the way to the top, Daniel Schoaf.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it last time. Maybe we didn't sleep out as much as it seemed on air. We talked about off the air quite a bit. It just never came up on air for whatever reason. And we talked, but look at that major decision is over Sanders from Huff is incredible. That's a big gap.
I think Schoaf is an Innovate kid.
He is an Innovate kid.
I think he's an Innovate kid, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot more. And I really think that's a big thing for Laney right now.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Love their success.
I mean, you got two high level guys there.
Yeah, no doubt. But man, Daniel Schoaf majoring his way, bonusing his way all the way to the finals. But you also have a solid quarterfinals match right here between sophomore Jaden Dobeck.
Yeah, state runner-up last year. Didn't play.
State runner-up.
With no respects.
Does not place, loses to senior Justin Sanders from Huff, who is solid.
Sanders just committed to Coker. We've talked about Coker a few times. He just committed to Coker. I think
Huff, he'll be rolling there.
And I'm pretty certain he did it with Village Recruiting, too.
I believe so, yeah. Worked with Tanner Sewell. So, look, if y'all want to wrestle in college, look, we're telling you, Tanner Sewell's putting North Carolina kids into college programs. Give them a shout-out. Or give them a shout. Tell them the boys Carolina Takedown Talk sent you. But then someone I've been high on, Joseph Locke, Jack Britt, makes it all the way to the semis here. Takes third, finishes third here, but just runs into complete buzzsaw. Luke Gooden, hammer.
Yeah, Gooden. I kind of honestly, after he lost to Sanders, in the duel, just a couple months ago, I guess, or a month and a half ago now, I kind of cooled on him. I thought he was kind of the favorite a little bit, but his weight is crazy. You got Gooden, you got Locke, you got Ben Lance,
Dobeck,
Schoaf, Alex Hopper, and so and Locke and Hopper and
Amir Haynes from Olympic,
but in Dobeck they all return. It kills me that Dobeck and Lance and Hopper didn't get a chance, and Haynes didn't get a chance to wrestle back. I mean, these quarters are just insane at this weight.
Yeah. With
Hopper and Dobeck, especially, they were freshman state placers.
Yeah.
And then here they are, state finalists and a fifth, and they don't get to wrestle back here. But that Dobeck Sanders quarter was huge. The Gooden and Hopper match in the bottom was huge too. But ultimately, Luke Gooden proves he's the cream of the crop and comes out on top of the
No
weight.
doubt. Coach Watson down there, Coach McIntosh down there, man. Mooresville, they're gonna be solid for a while. I mean, I hope that they keep on coming back up. But yeah, Luke Gooden's a real deal. Say congrats, man. 170. So I think we both got this wrong.
Yeah, I think so too. We were all in on Devin Bell.
We were. And holy cow, did Jack Jarvis prove us wrong?
Yeah, he didn't just win. He kind of dominated a little bit here with
dominated that finals match.
Now, obviously, we didn't see it, so we don't know really what occurred. But just based off the score and result, it looks like Jarvis from Davie County. He's a combat kid.
Bell had a tough match first round.
Yeah, I think
Noah Rupp.
I pointed that out on the previous show, that not overlooked that Rupp just kind of, once he got to the state qualifying, he injury defaulted. I feel like Rupp would have done a lot better if you just put him in anywhere else in the bracket, except for with Jarvis. But that's a tough 2-1 match round one, and then Bell goes fall to make the finals. But I wouldn't have picked Jack Jarvis over Devin Bell, even though I know Jarvis is good. We've heard about him. Jarvis is really good.
Only a junior as well.
Yep, only a junior. Gonna put himself on the big board with that.
Bell's a junior. Jarvis is a junior here.
Yeah.
Rupp's graduating. So I think
I like Savoy New from Carl Gibbons. Only one loss this year as a sophomore at 174A.
Yeah. To Jack Jarvis.
And it was a tight one too, 9-6. So
excited to see what he does.
Me too, man. Me too.
Excited to see. I mean, that's a sophomore right there too. So I mean, I'm excited for that. Bumping up to 182. We called this one right. Holden Cipher. There's levels to this.
Yeah, he bonus his way through last year, bonus his way through again this year.
I mean, look at this. So forfeit first round. 17-2. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say those are 2 escapes.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah, 2 escapes. All right, so didn't give up a point, gave a point there. 20-second fall and 40-second fall
over
Hyder, who wasn't, I mean, he's solid.
Yeah, he was 30-2 going into the match.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was going to be Noble and Cipher, but, Noble ends up taking third. But, man, Holden Cipher, absolute monster. Woo. 22nd and 42nd.
How was the freshman Hunter Testa taking on Michael Pepe first round? Freshman, going major decision there to match up. Now he ran in Holden Cipher next.
Right. I mean, but that's just Russell. I mean, that's
the way it is.
It's tough. I mean, that's
a big win right
there.
there.
I hate that there's no Russellbacks. I think that Testa could come back there and place, man. I mean, he's solid. Davie County kid. It's just, again, I hate if there was no Russellbacks for these kids, man. It sucks. St. Clair from Lumberton coming down here and getting a win in the first round. It's just Holden Cipher is so good, man.
And the West Forsyth Salata making the semis now. Cade Williams bonused him. Just throwing it out there.
No joke.
Let's just putting that in perspective.
So good. But Cipher is just.
And I mean, Hyder from Pinecrest having a really nice tournament, making the finals.
You know who I want to see now? Cipher Cage.
Yeah, I want to receive a rematch of that. It was a 1-0 match.
I think right now, I mean, looking at those results, it's tough to say that Cipher wouldn't win. But Cage also didn't give a point the whole state tournament.
Right, let's do it. Let's go.
Gauntlet.
But great tournament by Hyder. Awesome tournament by Cipher for sure.
No doubt. Going up to 195, probably 195 and 220 are probably the most shocking,
they're surprised the mess out of me. I was not expecting that. Yeah. I mentioned Caleb Beatty.
Yep.
I mentioned him because he was a freshman state qualifier last year at this weight, or at 170, I think.
Yeah.
And now up at 195, and I was like, man, this kid's really good. Don't sleep on him. Type of deal. I don't think anybody really was per se, but I know Chris Dickey and Amari Lee were ranked really high, and then you have Caleb Tate on the side of the bracket and Marcus Grist.
Yeah.
So people were maybe not looking at much, and man, he beats Carson Floyd in the finals. Yeah. I was not expecting that, and Beatty's just
Floyd Maher quarter down here was, I mean,
Floyd dominated again.
Yeah, but Beatty over Floyd in the finals.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting.
I was not expecting it.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah,
just a sophomore. So, and Floyd just a junior, so we could get that run back next year.
I'd love to see it.
Floyd kind of was all year just kind of on his own tier. So both of us were kind of just thinking he was the. I thought, and this is honestly the final. I kind of thought maybe with Caleb Tate in there, Caleb defending state champ Caleb Tate lost first round.
Yeah,
Morrisville did not have the tournament they were hoping for sure. But Caleb Tate goes down 8-6. So he's a state champ a year ago. Do not place this year.
Jeez.
Yeah, first round loss.
Jeez.
I thought it was going to be a lot of people probably were picking Lee on the top half here, but I was thinking it was going to be Beatty. I just didn't think it would be Beatty over Floyd. I thought it was going to be the other way around. But congratulations to Caleb, man.
Massive
win there.
Massive, right?
One of the biggest upset wins, probably the state tournament.
I would say so. But now going on up to, I would say this is the largest upset.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it back.
Sakari,
I'm gonna say
Sakari placed at Super 32. So
yeah, I'm gonna say right here, Noah Williams over Sakari Morrison, 3-2, tight match. Man, I mean, and you look what Sakari did. Sakari went fall tech.
Yeah, fall tech. And the tech was over Josh George of Southview.
Yeah,
who
is no slouch.
No, he got third last year at this weight. So he goes 22-5 over him. Nathan Carnes from Porter Ridge is someone I really like. Williams only over him 6-5, and Carnes just a sophomore.
Yeah,
at 220 here finishes third.
Ray Watson will be coming back. He had first round fall, lose to the eventual state champ from Apex, but Watson's only
Williams
sophomore.
Gets it done. Look at Williams' path here: 9-4, 7-3, 6-5, 3-2. So not bonusing his way through, but just being tough and solid the way through. Man, I wish I could have seen this Williams Sakari Morrison final. I wonder what it looked like.
I think if you run that back,
I don't know.
9 times out of 10, Williams, I think Sakari wins it.
I don't know. I mean, Williams proved it, right?
Yeah, he did. But I think it was just one of those things of, I don't know this exactly for Sakari. I don't know this for Morrison, but I do think that the one-day state tournament hurt a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, and just I wouldn't change my pick there. I'd still say that Sakari would beat Williams, and that's just tough. But hey, man, like seriously, congrats, Noah Williams out of Apex. Like end of your career, state champ. Sakari
comes
just
back.
like Floyd comes back. Junior comes back.
Junior.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. He'll win a state title next year.
2-time state finalist.
Yep.
Heading back to senior out. I'm excited to see what he keeps doing.
Yeah,
for sure. And I like I said, Carnes out of Porter Ridge.
Yeah.
To third.
Porter
Ridge, third.
Ended up taking third.
Yeah, he was a state qualifier at 195.
Sophomore.
Freshman.
So he's gonna have some big things coming too. So finishing it up with the big boys. 285. I think one of the biggest things of Huff's state title run was losing Rollins here in the first round.
Nope, losing him early.
Losing him early and having no
crazy. Two state placers went down in that top quarter. Emmanuel Bell, he got fourth last year, losing the Kareem Crawford of Southview,
who ends up making it to the finals.
Makes it to the finals. So
and then big shout out to Ryland Van. Cary High School, 18-0, bringing back the
football commit.
Yeah, NC State football commit. I remember Cary, they had like Palma, man.
Yep.
One of the most historic heavyweights from Cary High School. Van brings back the tradition. I was really surprised by this Glasgow and Crawford semi. I would have picked Glasgow there.
Yeah, I probably would have picked Glasgow too, just based on data that we've had. But look at Van's path. He gets a forfeit first round.
Yep.
And then he goes 5-3 sudden victory, 5-3 sudden victory, 4-2. So not an easy task for the junior now state champ. 2-time state finalist already. So gets it done. Close ones, but gets it done. Big first round matchup between Austin Barton and Marcus Ferranin. And state runner-up was Marcus for Northwest Guilford last year. This year it doesn't place because he loses ultimate tiebreaker 4-3. So, I mean, we just mentioned like 4 or 5 really high state placers, state runner-up type kids that did not get a chance to place this year based on the no wrestleback situation.
Yeah.
Man, I really wish we would have had this in the Coliseum so we could know exactly how each one of those matches kind of played out. Kind of the ins and outs of what happened at 4A. Dude, what a state tournament. It's over.
Season's over.
Season is over. We're ready to roll back into the next one, man. Like
ready to roll into the off season. Like we said, Fargo's coming up. If you guys are going to Fargo, good luck.
Yeah.
Make some noise. Let's get some A's. Yeah, let's get some A's there, and then countdown to Super 32, and that's really what's going to kick off the high school season there. Hopefully we get some kids going down to Super 32, and I think we have some kids that could win it.
Yeah, man.
I mean, seriously, I think we have some kids that could.
We have some really tough kids right now, so we're excited. We're going to keep the content rolling. Just because state tournament's over doesn't mean we're not going to do the show. We're going to continue to do the show and keep bringing it to you guys. Thanks for listening. Like we said, we really appreciate all the support that you guys have given us, all the people coming up to us. So make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on that notifications button so you know when they're coming up. Look out for the next one, episode 19.
And look out for Avery versus Laney.
Avery versus Laney,
Whiteboard Wars, episode 2. We're going to see who the best team in the state is for this year, hypothetically. So we're out, guys. Thank you.
Later, guys.